going on?
Welcome in.
Here we go.
Welcome in. Let
Here
me
we
take
go.
a sip of my coffee.
Jason's glad to have you all here.
Yes.
We got all the mics on?
Mike's around and we're rolling. Welcome to Phoenix Premier League. It is moving night. I am Jason Ives. I am joined by Mr. Tim Neal, who's on the cameras with us tonight.
What's up? I hear someone's phone.
And that's me.
Of course it is.
There we go. All right. We're doing well here.
Great
By
start.
the way, it doesn't start till 10 seconds. Most importantly, we're joined by the owner of Phoenix Amusements, one of my longtime friends and one of my advisors in most everything I do, Mr. Dustin McClure. Thanks for joining us tonight, Dustin. I
course,
really
my
do
pleasure.
appreciate it.
My
Thanks
pleasure.
for being
Happy to be here.
Well, we got moving night tonight.
Yeah.
It's the
Yep.
most exciting night of the Phoenix Premier League. Some people are going to get booted out of the Premier League. Some people are going to get promoted up to the Premier League. And we're going to name a champion by the end of the night. That's going to be a fun time.
That's right. That's right. It's always exciting to be here for that.
Well, we don't have an opportunity to talk to you too much. Now, this is the end of season 3
Right.
of
Already.
the Premier League.
Already.
Tell
yeah.
us about it. How's it been? How's it gone? What do we got to look forward to?
Well, for me personally, I think Premier League has been a great success. Really happy to see how well the players have received it, how challenging it's been for them. The feedback from them has been fantastic, that they appreciate this new kind of challenge. Looking forward, season 4 is right around the corner. We've got contender leagues that we're signing up for now.
Okay.
If you haven't had a chance to get in one, or if you've been in one and didn't get to where you wanted to be, now's the chance. Reach out to Ben or myself. Those will be starting up in November. We take about a month off, as you know.
Yep.
Then we get started right away. Those will be playing while season 4 is underway. So they'll be playing to get in for 2025, as is right around the corner.
Yeah, nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
That's exciting. Are you excited about season 4?
Yeah, of course. It's always exciting to see the guys move up and what they can do once they get in to where their goals have been. So
Well, and I've heard about wanting to get the best of the best all together in one league for numerous years here in Indy, quite frankly. And you managed to pull it off, you and Ben. That's a fantastic job. This season, season 3, you started something in addition to that. You started a women's Premier League too.
that's
Tell
right.
us a little bit about that. How did that go? How did that work out?
Well, we always wanted to build up to that. Definitely don't want to forget our wonderful women that are out there that support us and the great players that are in Indiana. It's taken off well. The girls are unable to play their finals right now as we're trying to get a couple of people healed up.
Yep.
But that's right around the corner. We have their wonderful first place Premier League trophy with us today as well. So we'll get that out as soon as they can. But the women have done great. They fought hard, and looking forward to building off of where we started with that.
Yeah, we've got you kind of mentioned it. We've got a couple of local dart players that are having some health issues. So to Tori and to Chris, to you both, get better soon. We miss you guys, and our thoughts are with you guys. I've checked on you both. You sounded like you had some improvement this week, so I'm excited to see you guys back at the hockey and throwing some darts again. But looking forward to that. The women's league itself, do we know what the championship's going to be? I know Allie was in first, right?
Yeah. So
I know Allie was in first, and then Tori and Amber were kind of challenging each other to see who would play the.
I think we're missing a match, but I think it's pretty well set that Tori is going to be in the final.
Okay.
I think Amber has a chance to catch her. So that's the match that we're waiting on.
We're close on that.
Yeah.
Okay. Apologize for not knowing that exactly.
That's the one that we're actually. It's possible that Amber can catch Tori.
I think it's mathematically
Yeah.
possible,
Yeah.
but I
It's
think
gonna
we
be-
have a good idea of where we're
Yeah,
at.
it's going to be a good. one.
It's going to be close. It's going to be fun. We've had the women on the stream this season, one of the highest rated streams.
Yeah,
quite
of
frankly.
course. It should be. Yep.
And that was a fantastic match. We had Allie and Tori, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
And that was a fantastic match. But looking forward to get more ladies on the stream. But that's really good. You've got a triples match. Halloween triples thing going on at Sidelines. Is that right? You got something happening?
It's actually going to be at White Horse Pub.
A White Horse?
It's
Okay.
going to be at White Horse for this tournament. It's a trios tournament
Okay.
that we're doing Saturday the 19th. So here
19th
just,
October?
Right. Yep.
Okay.
Just in a couple weeks. It's going to be a capped event. It's trios. It's open trios. It's not mixed. So however you want to build your team. PPD stats is all we're using.
All right.
Team cap of 75. Any questions about what your rating is, it's open to any player from any vendor. Not remote. It'll all be at Whitehorse.
And those stats are based off the 01 score only.
Correct.
So.
Yes, just PPD only. So
I know a lot of like I'm over 75 by myself, so I can't play. So it's only the 01 score.
Correct.
Yep. All right, that's excellent.
And Ben on his post, he did clarify 50 and above, you're rounding up. 49 and below, you're rounding down.
Right. 0.5 up, 0.49.
Yep.
We'll round up or down, keep the whole numbers, make it easier to put those teams together. But looking for a fun event for that. Yeah.
In addition to that, we just got back from Vegas.
Right.
A wonderful time. Congratulations to both you and Ben putting all that together.
Right.
Congratulations to Phoenix. That was, quite frankly, I've been playing darts for an awful long time, and that was one of the best run events I've ever attended.
Yeah. I say that every time with everybody that's interested in going out for the first opportunity, that Phoenix corporate does a great job of performing for that event. It's great for the players. It runs so smooth. It's automated. It's just a really good tournament to be as part of as a player.
And folks, I will tell you, as somebody that has never been to Vegas before to play darts, I've been to Vegas numerous times, but never to play darts. I was a little skeptical, quite frankly, about what it would be like going there to play darts. The biggest attraction and the best attraction, quite frankly, is you get really close with the people in your area, although you're in another state. So you operate like a 30-person family.
Sure.
Where everybody stays in touch with each other. You eat meals with different people. I got to know a lot more of the people that I may have known their name, but now I know where they work, their family, their history, and all about darts. And that was just a blast. But congratulations.
Yeah, no, it's great. And we have 35, 40 players that go out and then they support each other when you're getting deep into the bracket, and a few people get knocked out to hang out and to cheer for you, and you don't normally see that back home because we see each other all the time. But out there, it makes it different.
Now, there's another opportunity to go to Vegas through yourself with Super League coming up. Now,
absolutely.
In April?
April will be the tournament. Yep, we're excited about that. And I will tell you, as not just as an operator, but as a player, Super League has long been probably my favorite league, my favorite tournament.
Okay.
It's so unique, and speaking of camaraderie, that's exactly what Super League does. It's a large team format. It's a minimum of 4 players on your team. Darts Live boards. We have one location there, American Legion 497, which is where we'll run all those leagues. There's 3 divisions. So based on your skill, you can play in one or all 3. It's up to you. They're all on different days. But you get to build your team however you want to build your team.
Yep.
You just work off of that rating cap, and so you can either go high, low. You can put all 4 players right in the middle. It just doesn't matter. It's great because it gives you so much freedom to play with people you know, play with your friends, play with whoever. And then that tournament that they put on out there is an entertainment experience. It's fantastic. It's really good.
One quick question with that.
Sure.
So, for someone that's interested in joining those leagues, how would they obtain a rating? And
so
just
Darts
real
Live's
quick.
rating scale works off of, similar to Phoenix, it works off of your MPR and your PPD. They just equate that to another whole number.
And it's the same as card system?
It's a card system. You have a player card that tracks all your stats and your achievements, custom things you can do on the board. But really, if you haven't played Darts Live before, we have a chart that we can show you. We can trade text, post, whatever, or we can just give you a number if you reach out to us.
Now, do they have to play so many games to establish? I remember
if they've played in a league, then we'll take their league stats and give them that as a starting point.
Okay.
If they don't have any data behind them at all, then they need to play some games on a new card to establish where they start from.
That's excellent. And so that starts, when do those leagues start?
November 15th. That's
November
Friday.
15th.
We're going to play S2, which is the high division, on Friday nights. And then on Sundays, we'll run S3 and S4, which will be the middle and lower division. We run those on the weekend.
All right, very
We're
good.
excited.
So
it's going to be big.
The Premier League players are not going to be signing up for that if they're playing on Friday night, are they?
Well, we'll have to work around it. subs are available. But we need some Premier guys in that S2. It's a great competition.
Well, let's get to tonight, because we've got 3 great matches tonight, and the grand finale, the big championship match at the end of it. That's going to be something to look forward to, too.
Yep.
Well,
fireworks for everyone.
Let's get us started. Tim, can you pull up the flyer? I think we got the flyer here. We're going to start out with Tommy and Bud up there in the left-hand corner. The winner of this match, these guys are currently in the Contender League, or is it Challenger League? Challenger League. Mm-hmm. And the winner of this match moves up to the Premier League.
Yep.
They joined Kirby and
Chris Savoli.
Well, and, one of the exciting things about it is you take somebody like Bud Crystal. I've known Bud going on 3-4 years now. He's a fantastic person, but he lives up in the Lafayette area. Right. So, and he's a great shot, but not many people in the Indianapolis area may know him or may not know him. Right. Something like this with the Premier League, it gives him an opportunity to show his skills off to everybody. And folks, we're going to see it tonight. We are going to see it tonight. Tommy, who's in great form, we watched him win here on the stream here recently on a Phoenix Premier Friday night. So I'm looking forward to this match. What are you thinking? They both got a ton of experience. They're both pretty similar in age. They both actually have a very similar shot with very similar averages. What are you looking for out of these guys?
Man, I don't know. It's I hate to use the phrase coin flip, but these guys are both, like you said, fully experienced, and they're not going to get rattled no matter what comes out. I think it could be a long match, certainly.
Well, and here's how close they are. Let's take a look at their 0-1 averages. Now, keep in mind that these are double in, double out averages. Tommy's shooting a 27.3, and Bud is shooting a 27.6.
Right.
You can't get much closer than that.
Not at all. Yep.
Now, we've never had a last leg decider here on the Phoenix Premier League night. I think these guys might provide us with our first.
I wouldn't be surprised one bit. It could be very close.
Now, what we're doing tonight, folks, it's just a race to 8. So as soon as one of the players achieves 8, then the game's over. All right? Unlike our regular league nights where we finish all the way out, we're just going to play a race to 8 and then go forward from there and go on to our next match. But this one's going to be a good one. Can I get a prediction from you?
Man, you always want those predictions.
I want a prediction from you.
Making enemies out there.
That's right. And I'm even going to mark it right here.
Of course you are.
Dustin McClure says...
I do like the thought that this is going to go pretty deep. I think I'm going to take Tommy an 8.
All right. Tommy.
8-7.
Oh, it's going all the way.
Yeah.
I think so.
Timothy, what you got?
So my biggest issue, if you've never played here before, which Bud hasn't played soft tip here.
No, that's correct.
So the ceiling's a little low. So it feels like the board's a little closer. There's an adjustment period to figure that out. Tommy's probably already figured that out because he's been here on it. But with that saying, I'm going Bud 8-5.
Oh, okay. Let me write that down. I'm going to go Bud 8-6 just because I have to pick a different score than Tim because he's never right. But let's see what's going to happen. Let's not waste any more time. Let's get right to it. Tim, are you ready with that green light?
Yep. You want the promo?
Yeah, we're going to roll that promo real quick. Just give you an idea. When we come back, we will be live in the arena. So stay right with us, folks. This promo is 40 seconds long.
What's going on?
Yeah, maybe we're not going to run the promo since that didn't load up whatsoever. I told her we're having some nightmares with the equipment this evening. I got in. I'll tell you, nothing worked when I got home from work.
Yeah, so we need to invest in a UPS.
Or an assistant for Jason. One of the above. All right, Bud's in on the third dart with that double 15. This is Tommy Crain. That's up to the hockey. Tommy sometimes takes a little bit of time getting comfy, getting loose. He's in on the second dart. He's got a 1-dart advantage over Bud already.
Way too early to be talking about advantages.
Yeah, well, it's Friday. Got to make it interesting. Folks, thanks for joining us tonight. Please give us a like, give us a share. Let's get the viewers that these players deserve. People are watching from Kansas City or TOC or watching from the NATO tournament. Best of luck to you guys. Have a terrific weekend. Looking forward to seeing some of those results on Facebook tonight. It's a solid ton there from Tommy.
Tommy throws those small speed flights, so he's able to squeeze those in.
Tim, take a look at Bud's throw here. What are you seeing?
He has a tendency sometimes to rush a little bit, but when he's settled in, it's almost flawless.
His body balance, he seems to fall a little bit forward with his dart on occasion, and that's when his dart will actually go a little bit low.
His throw's unique in the aspect where he holds the dart above his eye.
Yep.
So he's actually pulling it down from the top of his head. So
It's a solid 60 from Tommy there.
when you're leaning too far forward when that happens, you're gonna cause you to pull the dart down a little more.
Well, one of the unique things that you see with Bud is his off arm there is way back behind his body, a lot like Trevor used to do. And that's kind of acts as a counterbalance for him so he doesn't fall too far forward. Bud taking an early 100-point lead here.
Tommy has that hinge throw where he puts it forward and then hinge throws it, but he does have a tendency to not follow through sometimes.
Yeah.
When it gets a little tight and he needs to really focus on it, that's where you see him not following through. He's trying to place the dart a little too much.
Dustin, you've had a lot of success with the Premier League up in the Lafayette area. Can you talk about some of the Lafayette players that are playing in this?
Yeah, well,
I know you got Chris Savaldi who made it up to the Premier League. That's going to be fun to watch.
Yeah, I was glad to see him doing well. He's expressed some up and downs, I think, a little bit on Facebook, talking about some of his game, but he's obviously finished strong enough to move on up. It'll be a great addition getting up there.
Bear, as they call him,
right,
up there in Lafayette. He's newly good, and so you'll see a little bit of inconsistency with how good he is. Not uncommon for some of the younger players.
I will say the Premier League's definitely not getting any easier with
No.
Kirby coming up and Savaldi in the winter.
No, it's fantastic. Yeah. Have you considered, Dustin, expanding? Right now you have 8 people in the Premier League. Have you considered expanding it out as the popularity goes? Because that's pretty much my only shot of getting there.
Yeah, I definitely don't want any scrubs like Jason. Hey, we got to keep the talent level high. No. Certainly, I mean, in a perfect world, I'd like to, but it's not a national competition. So I think keeping it exclusive helps keep the interest alive. Helps keep the players playing at their best. Understanding it's kind of like what they talk about. NFL head coaches, right? There's only 32 in the world.
Double 16.
So it's
no, double tops.
Top.
Ooh, I'm going to say that was a miss, just because that's what the board says, not because what the camera showed.
Yeah, I thought he hit the 16 for 32.
So
Tommy should go 19 here.
Should start out of the 19s.
And this is where the hiccup comes in, where not knowing your steel tip outs.
And that's surprising with Tommy, because Tommy plays a lot of steel tip too, but. All right, Bud's going to be looking at tops for an early lead here. A little high on that first one. That could be that ceiling we're talking about, but he finds the range on the second dart. The Buds take that early 1-0 lead. We've talked about it before. I've seen Tommy play soft tip and steel tip here. Seems like every time you see it, does get out to a little bit slower start. Usually takes him a leg or two to get going.
Yeah, but once he finds that spot, then he starts getting very consistent.
Well, and these guys, it's amazing how much confidence they can draw from the fact that they get in on that first dart.
Absolutely.
Right? If it takes them 2 or 3 darts to get in, you'll see the scoring drop down quite a bit. With Tommy in there on that first dart, could be a good sign for him. Bud follows right along with it.
I like staying down. If you're doubling in with the 16, just stay down to 19.
Yeah, Bud
ideally, he'd want to hit the 19, not the 7.
Yeah, ideally you don't hit 2 7s, but that's all right. Both these guys are in. It's early.
But yeah, just to finish that thought you had earlier about expanding or not. I like where we are at the moment. I think it's the right number. It keeps enough players in. It allows the right number out, and I think keeping it exclusive really keeps the competition level close.
So your top tier is really exclusive, right?
Yep.
But your contender leagues are
challenger.
expanding.
Yeah.
Yes.
Right?
Yes. There's plenty of interest of people trying to get in. It's just we want it to be hard to get in.
Right.
We don't want to dilute it by having 15 spots or something, and that's what you want to drive for that top tier. You've got to make the top tier hard to get to.
So I'll guess. I think I overheard you saying right now you're doing 3.
Tommy
contender
taking a
leagues.
nice lead here.
Yeah, we'll always run for the next season up to 3.
And that's just to get the 3 in from the drop into 3. You'll
Correct.
never expand on that, or
Well,
at least not.
Let's
in the near
welcome to
future.
the mic Big Ben Phares. Ben, how are you, sir? Thanks for joining us.
Good, how you guys doing?
Oh, not bad at all.
Yeah, great to have the man here that takes care of all the details for us and puts a lot of time and effort into this. So,
Yeah, and Ben, congratulations on the work that you've done with this Phoenix Premier League. It's a fantastic league, and it's one that you partake in, and you're playing in it tonight. Have you enjoyed it as a player as much as an organizer?
I love it. Selfishly, a big part of the reason I wanted
Big ton 40 from
to have a league like this is for my own development. We all play our regular humdrum leagues, right?
Yep.
But I wanted something just one-on-one, me against another really good player every week to just give me that push and try to make me better.
That's a back-to-back ton 40s from these two guys. Solid ton 40 from Tommy there. Bud's only chance is no out, obviously, but he's going to see if he can put a little bit of pressure.
Justin Gates, 200 stars. Thank you, Justin.
Appreciate you, Justin. Thank you, sir.
I think to kind of answer your question about
look at this. Look at
Big.
that.
There's-
180 from Bud Crystal right there.
they're starting to relax in there a little bit, it looks like.
Yep.
I think to answer your question about expanding, that's up to the players. When we get to having the number of players and the level of players that we think that's appropriate, then we can discuss that then. But like Dustin said, we don't want to dilute it and water it down and make it like every other singles league.
Well, and as it sits right now, tops for Tommy for a 1-1 tie. Ooh.
He puts it in a 0.
You should
Excited.
get 2 wins for that.
I'm excited.
Well, and I think what's crucial right now, the top 2-3 people in the Challenger League are good enough to play in the Premier League, right?
Sure.
And if you expand it out beyond the 8, then that
Oh, we
may not
switched
be
it
the
up.
case.
Right.
Uh-oh,
Double
double 8.
eight.
Ooh.
When the competition continually gets better, which is proven by, I've been in the 3rd, 4th match every season. Lee and I have played the 3rd, 4th match both years. And this year I'm in the 5th, 6th match because the competition got better and I didn't adjust well enough.
Yeah, that's a bad dart from Tommy that puts himself in a pickle. All right, Bud's going to have another shot at this.
Is he going to split it again, or is he going to go right at it?
Let's see what he
He
does.
should go right at it.
He split it last time.
He split it again.
There it is, Bud Crystal taking a 2-1 lead, or 2-zip lead.
I'm not a fan of splitting, but
It's whatever you're comfortable with. To each their own.
it's just a wasted dart.
And we're going to go to our first game of cricket here. Bud's going to lead us off.
So
That's a big break there.
Yeah, I was just gonna say it's a nice advantage to get that second game and get this 3rd start.
Bud Crystal in the league shot a 4.12. Anybody want to take a guess at what Tommy shot?
385.
Very close, 3.87. Nice job. You win nothing.
I refrained from answering because I looked earlier. Yeah, we've got Don coming up, who was well into the 4s. Chris Savoldi was well into the 4s.
Yep.
Bud was a 4. Tommy can be. Tommy has nice Tommy syndrome, I call it, where he just is too nice and sometimes doesn't have that killer dart instinct.
He even treats like this Premier League as like a friendly league. He has a good time,
Right.
laugh, and
And we've talked about it. He's trying to get better at it. He's like, I know I can't be nice guy, Tommy. I gotta.
Let me ask you this.
I'm like, you can be nice on and off, before and after. Just
I
you gotta throw that dart because they're gonna throw it against you.
I actually gave him a recommendation to deliberately not play at the same bar as your opponent, so you can just focus on throwing your darts.
Yeah.
That way, you don't have to be nice guy. You can just throw your darts.
Let me ask you all 3 of this. Out of Tommy and Bud, the winner here is going to go up to the Premier League.
Mhm.
Which one of these 2 guys has the best chance of staying up there next season? Dustin, we'll go to you first.
Well, I guess I got to stay with who I picked to win. Then right?
Well,
I would
you
say,
going Tommy?
No, Tommy, I don't know. Yeah, he's but he is such a good guy that I've never had a crossword with him once since I've known him. That is important.
Look at this from Tommy. Look
that
at this.
You need that dagger instinct when you're at that top level.
The argument is like what he just did there, took a stab at that 20. Like in that top, if he does that in the top level, he's going to get slaughtered.
Yeah, he's gonna get hurt with that dart.
He really needs to stay and get as many points as he can and
Yep.
take as many darts as he can out of his opponent's hand.
Bud really needs that trip right here.
Ben,
Ooh.
for those people at home or the players around the state that are so familiar with Indiana State that we have two master levels, Master A, Master B. How would you compare Premier and Challenger to Master A, Master B? Would that be similar?
With the selection of players we currently have, I think they would almost all be Master A.
Okay.
You'd have a few that would be Master B. But the upper level, the guys that are competing to get into the Premier League,
right,
are,
I would say it's half, right? Like,
yeah,
so
probably.
like the half of the Challenger League
Yep.
is probably more of a high A, low Master B.
Yep.
Yeah, it's a solid 6 mark there from Bud.
I mean, you get and some of it is just streaky. You know, we've been playing all year. Sometimes you're going to have a good couple months. Sometimes you're going to have a bad couple months. Adam McGuire has been in the Challenger and/or Premier League since the first season. He's been in it from the beginning and will not be in it next season for the first time.
Unfortunate third there from Tommy.
So hopefully Adam will play the contender leagues, and I have no doubt he'll get back in. He's a good enough player. The Challenger League was deep this year. I mean, you got these two guys here that could qualify any Challenger League we've had, and one of them's not going to.
Tim, who you picking? Who has the best chance of staying up between these two guys next season?
I would lean towards Bud just because of his competitiveness, playing against him in like tournaments, the pack, and all that. He really wants
Yep.
to be at that next level.
Yep.
I know Tommy wants to, but Tommy's also more about having a great time. It's a night out for him, and it's almost like a break for him.
Well, Tommy
Bud-
coaches baseball too, and he's got
Everyone's
other
got stuff
interests.
going
Yep,
on, right?
yep.
But like I think Bud's like actually physically said like I want to be up here. I want that white jersey. I want all of these things.
Tommy finally closing down those 20s. But with the point lead, he's got an open wedge on the 17s. Closes that first. Going to go over to 16s here. All right, this is Tommy's chance.
Yep.
And it could be his last. He's 42 points behind. So he's going to need 6 of the 16s to gain that point lead right here. First start is crucial. Ben, what's your thoughts on that matter? Who has the best chance of staying up?
I mean, I think they're really even based on everything we've seen. I think Bud's higher end game is maybe a little better. So I think on a good night, Bud will have a better chance keeping up with a Lee or a Trevor
Yep, that's a great point.
than I think Tommy would.
Bud switching right over to the 15s. Only manages to hit one.
What did that second dart go at? It looked high.
Yeah, it looked high and bounced up.
Maybe it just bounced up high when I saw it.
Let's see what Tommy does right here. He's behind in points. He's going to need another 16. He's got the point lead. This is where we talk about nice guy Tommy. Should stay there, pound those points.
And he doesn't.
And he doesn't. He swings over to the 15s.
I know I'm in the minority, but I'm not a fan of Bud having the point lead go into the 15. I'd rather close out that 16.
And that's a little bit of a style of play type thing. It's going to be an individual choice at that point.
I understand the theory in it.
See, and where Tommy was only down a couple points there, I would have started on the 15 if I was him.
Right.
Or
because-
not thrown it at all.
Right.
Yeah.
If I start, because I assume I'm going to hit 4+,
Right.
which is going to give me another wedge and a point lead.
So
if you're
here-
behind by a single,
But I'm not throwing that third dart over there, unless I hit 6 before that, which you didn't.
Now this is where you throw the triple 15, in my opinion.
Yeah, it's a coin toss there for me. I like leaving it open. It keeps it in their head. Now Bud's deciding what he needs to do. If
If
he
that-
wants to throw the bull,
Yep.
or
And
if he should score.
And
He's
if that
gonna-
first,
And that's why he's still standing there
Yep.
5 seconds later, because he's not sure what he wants to
Because
do.
he's going to need 2 15s to make a difference.
Yep.
That 115 really doesn't do much
Right.
for
It's
him.
a wasted dart. He could have
Yep.
won the game there if he'd
Yeah.
thrown it up there.
and that if
Now
you,
Tommy still has a game shot.
Yep.
if you miss the first start, you're like, oh, I got the 15, go right to the 15. And if you're shooting a 15, you're not closing.
Let's see what Tommy does here.
He's a double.
We do have a Super Bowl camp. So you know. We did
Should
add
have let
that
Tim
in.
know that earlier.
Yeah, at some point in time. Bud's looking at a bullseye here for the victory. One bullseye. There's our Super Bowl cam. There it is.
That's 3-0.
that's pretty commanding there. Go 3-0.
Yep. But I'm telling you, Tommy gets out to slow starts all the time. Let's see what he can do.
Yeah,
here.
Tommy's starting here. He starts here. He gets one flip, and then he's starting the next leg, right?
Let me give a
And
shout out
maybe
to
maybe we're 3-3.
Brandon Neal saying, is this league on your own? Did you put together with a vendor? The vendor is Phoenix Amusements. Brandon would love to have you along. Just get a hold of Ben or Dustin. And
Brandon Neal, the king of the bathroom selfie.
That's
he's
right.
He's in a different state, isn't he?
Yeah.
Jeremy Russell sending in 200 stars. Thank you, Jeremy. Janice Eileen, she's a cutie. Have you heard about it, Tim?
No.
She sent in 355 stars. Thank you for doing that, young lady. Shout out to the Outlaw watching along with us. Congratulations on your recent sponsorship.
Jen Phares sent us 200 stars in the beginning.
Oh, thank you, Miss
My
Jen.
baby. Probably watching it with Kinley. She likes watching us from home.
Janice, happy birthday. Your birthday was yesterday.
Hey, check this one out.
Happy birthday, Janice.
China Junant. I'm going to say that with my French accent, apparently.
What was that?
China Junant saying, hey, from Australia. How you doing? Thanks for tuning in. Pretty sure we don't have a board down there, though.
Dennis
yet.
Shea,
Not
500
yet.
stars. Thank you, Dennis.
I did do an IndyCar race in Surfers Point one time, and I would love to go back. So we need to look for a board down there.
I went to Melbourne and Sydney, did a month in each, and over to New Zealand. It was a fun times.
Me and Tim will move out there and start Phoenix Darts Australia.
There you go.
I see Jen taking her 200 stars back now.
We're gonna need a lot of stars.
I think Jen is taking her 355 back.
They can go with us.
All right. Tommy holding a commanding lead here.
Janice don't like bugs.
Well, Jen can go with us.
There's a lot of snakes down there, I'm telling you.
Spiders,
a
snakes,
lot of
everything.
Snakes. And kangaroos just walking the street left and right.
Carlos,
I
400
think you
stars.
watch too
Thank
many
you, Carlos.
TVs. Too many TVs. Too many movies.
All right. Well,
Carlos had a nice little trip out to Vegas.
Yeah, he did well.
It's nice seeing the new players that get excited and get that kind of first taste of victory.
Hey, we got a star
Even
party
if he
going.
did have to carry Dustin.
Oh, look at that.
Paul Rogers, 500 stars. Jen Phares, 200 stars. We achieved the star party.
That's a big last half from Tommy.
Sturdy.
Somehow split
Is that
those
what I
first two darts and fell right into it.
should say.
All right. Bud's going to need a ton 80 here to get close to an out. Put some pressure on that 106 from Tommy.
This game lends itself to streaks sometimes.
It does.
We had a match last week we'll talk about. It was the fourth place match of the Premier League with your very own Tim Neal against Mac Feely.
It was the weirdest match.
In a match I would have liked to have seen where Mac won the first leg, Tim won the next 7 to go up 7-1 on Mac.
Tops for the win.
Oh, just shorted it.
Just fell a little bit low. If he only had a doubles cam.
Tim went up 7-1 after Mac won the first one, only to let Mac win the next 7 legs and lose 8-7.
It was weird.
That would have been a last leg decider for the stream there,
There you
Jason.
go, finally. Adam McGuire sending in a couple of 500 stars. Excuse me.
My dude, Adam. Thank you, sir.
Like you, sir. Well done. Good friends of Bud.
He better be in a contender league and get back in this thing.
Pops is watching, Tim, so be on your best behavior. Chad Young's watching along with us.
That's never going to stop.
Yeah.
Chad, my third favorite Young in Lafayette. How you doing, buddy?
There it is.
On the board.
Tommy's on the board. Well, apparently Chad's really good at bingo, too. Don't want to say that. China letting us know we don't have much soft tip here, but loved it when I played at Bull Shooter in Chicago. Miss playing it. Well, China, it's a pleasure to have you. Next time you're in town, let us know. We'll have you come play at the castle.
Yep.
Tracy Wright saying, hello, fellas.
What's up, Tracy? Tracy playing a Phoenix League now. He's playing the Sunday trios at Big League.
Nice. Emma Martin, 50 stars. Thank you, Emma.
Thank you, Miss Emma.
Emma's another new player.
Yeah, and speaking of new players, to follow that thought you mentioned about Vegas there, it was just great. We had several new players with us to the Phoenix tournament this time, and everybody was all smiles after they got done. It's great to see new players get in and not be overwhelmed by a big event like that.
Yeah,
So.
Brad Kennedy that you saw last Tuesday, right? Cashed every event he played in Vegas.
Yeah.
And so did Carlos. Carlos didn't finish lower than 5th, 6th.
Yep.
So
I didn't finish higher than 7th, 8th.
Yeah, I was a new player. I don't even think they classified where I finished. I think my highest finish was 32nd.
I think when you were on the stream, I think they turned it off.
Yeah, they might have.
Jason has been banned from the Phoenix Official League for being terrible.
He's banned from Monster Screaming.
I am the Rodney Dangerfield of darts.
At least you expanded from Indy to Vegas too.
Yeah, that's fair.
Well, they say you bring it on yourself, so.
No, not at all. Not me.
Self-inflicted.
Never. Hardly ever. All right, here is Bud. Let's get back to this. Bud needs to get back to these winning ways. He's already lost one in a row.
That makes no sense.
You know.
And 2 more, we call that a winning streak.
That's right. All right.
Tommy needs to put in a good round here.
Yeah, he's been struggling this leg.
Maybe go a board of Jason back there, and every time they take a wing out, they take a piece off.
I like it.
Yeah.
You guys stink.
Yeah. You guys realize I am here, right? This is actually me. It's not a hologram. Yeah, Bud's started his own little dart group up there. The Flying Elbows. It's the shirt that they wear.
Homage to his 80s wrestling fandom.
Yep.
80s, 90s wrestling fandom.
I'm there.
Me too.
And I would say
I grew up watching the Junkyard Dog and Coco Beware and
remember
Superfly Jimmy Snuka.
At a tournament, I was talking to him about it, and he goes, who was your favorite wrestler? When I was a kid, I was like, it was the Missing Link. He's like, I haven't heard that one in a while.
Well, Bud, I know Bud pretty well. Bud is kind of the big brother up in Lafayette Darts, right? So he kind of keeps everybody in line, keeps everybody organized.
Her dad.
He's the dad of that group up there, and he's
Same thing, Bud. What do you think about?
fantastic darter. And an even better person. It's a pleasure to have him here at the castle.
I know we talked about it. How many locations do you have up in Lafayette?
We are now up to
5. 4 darts, 5 locations. 4 darts.
Correct. 5, and think that there's new things in the works. There may be a new one about to happen here before the end of the year as well.
Ooh, breaking
Nice.
news. Breaking news.
May.
Well, I will tell you, you've got boards in the TikTok Tavern, one of my favorite places to eat lunch.
Not anymore.
Oh, really?
They are now at Big League also.
Okay. Well, it's still one of my favorite places to eat lunch, then. Any poop.
Trip 17 for double 10 here?
Yeah, no, we still work with TikTok, but their food service is so good and so popular that they needed some room for booths, so we were happy to accommodate and still partner with them. Just relocated some of the boards over to Big League,
Okay.
which now has 9 dart boards in it.
Well, and they're doing big things, too. Had lunch at Big League last time I was in Lafayette, and they're doing big things. They're expanding their whole dart area of the bar, too, right? Doing a little bit of remodeling over in that side of the bar.
Well, yeah, they took the stage out that was
Yep.
over in the corner, and we've got 3 Phoenix boards over there now.
Yep.
So they'll be able to remote in for some POL stuff maybe next year.
I like that bar. Now, if you're going up there from Indy, Big League's located right next to the highway, so it's an easy drive.
Great bar food.
Double 10 for Bud. There it is.
Back on the winning track.
We're back to 4-1. Pop saying he went to Vegas in '92 for soft tip darts. Would love to go back.
Yeah.
Hey, there's your best chance of winning something, Tim.
Well, the funny thing is, I got a good story about that. He went to that and he said, if you get perfect attendance and A's and B's next year, you get to go with me. And I was the one that got it, but I never got the trip. So Dad, you still owe me a Vegas trip.
Sounds like he owes you one.
He owes me a Vegas trip.
Yeah, I don't blame you.
I've never played darts in Vegas.
It's a solid 7 mark from Tommy there to open up
Super
this
League
league of
starts
cricket.
in November, Tim.
I already play on Friday nights, though. And that's the only one I can qualify.
Yeah, he works Friday nights.
Yeah. Fair.
You can play S3.
Yeah, S3.
Me and Trevor both played S3 last season.
Tommy's feeling it.
There you go, Tommy. Tommy's shooting a 6.5 this leg. It's not bad. But trying to stop the avalanche right here. Another one of those. Top take that point lead. Ooh. Kind of floated that one up a little bit. All right, Tommy. See if you can't close those 17s and go points, sir. mission accomplished on the first one here. Let's see what he's looking. He's looking over the 16s.
Yeah, that's you got two of the two biggest wedges on the board plus the point lead. You're coasting at this point.
Drops his average way down to a 5.67.
Horrible.
Terrible. Don't know how he's good. Show yourself on the stream.
Should we talk about the contender players coming up next season?
Yeah, what you got?
First one we got was Garrett Hollingsworth.
Looking forward to Garrett. Garrett is he's going to be up in the Challenger League next season.
Yep.
He's putting the work in.
Yeah, he is putting a lot of work in, doing a lot of traveling. Great guy too. Big last there from Tommy.
I like that dart. That's a very not Tommy dart. I like that.
Yeah, I think he realized he covered that 15.
Yeah, he blocked
so
the 15.
took the opportunity.
Well, Garrett's going to be a nice addition to that league. Who else you got coming into that league?
Adam Clark.
Okay.
From
Clark
Greenfield.
boys
Yeah,
from Greenfield.
I played Adam here a couple of weeks ago, right before I left for Vegas, and he's shooting fantastic right now.
Adam
too.
went 90-15 in his contender league. He lost 15 legs.
He's looking great. His
In
darts
7 matches.
darts are flying well.
There we go. Tommy's found a good rhythm here. I think he's starting to loosen up.
And
He's
it gets
throwing
like
your
that
original.
sometimes.
He's throwing your original barrel.
He is throwing my original barrel. He's throwing them since I came out.
All right, Bud needs to gain points, and the only way he can do that is by hitting that round thing in the middle.
We are also going to have one wild card in the Challenger League. It's a guy that I talked to him today and confirmed with him. It's a guy that's played 2 or 3 Challenger or contender leagues already. Didn't quite make it up there. Played a lot of Phoenix. Nice leg there for Tommy.
Where'd you go, Tommy?
4.76.
Played a lot of Phoenix lately. Just picked up. Went to Vegas with us for POL and Phoenix Cup. Had a good time. But Justin Fairbanks is going to be in the next Challenger League.
Excellent. Why? I thought he was going back to Tennessee. Is he not doing that no more?
Not yet, anyways.
Yeah, last time I talked to him, he was leaving.
Yeah.
I think the original plan was the first of the year. So I think there's time to get in Challenger League, and we'll see what happens after that.
Yeah,
see what he does
I just
there.
heard Jolen out of the corner say he ain't going back.
Ben, how many more spots and how many more contender leagues have you got to fill?
I'm getting ready to post signups next week. We haven't posted them yet because they're all finishing up now.
Okay.
But let's see, where are we? We're in October. It's supposed to be September finishing, but we were in Vegas, so it's October. So November 1st-ish, whatever that. I gotta look and see what that Sunday, whatever that Sunday is. That's when we're gonna start 3 contender leagues.
Nice.
I've got half a dozen dudes already that have told me they want in. The one and only Keegan Ives is one of them that's already committed to that league.
All right. I know that guy.
I don't know if we're going to get another Ives in one.
I'm just waiting for my invite to the Premier League. I'm pretty sure it's in the mail.
That's
it's never
why
going to be
he
in the mail.
wants us to expand it. See?
Yes.
That's why he
It
wants
is.
those open
we can
slots.
If we can expand it
We
down
current-
to 66 people, I'm in.
We currently have 5 leagues right now. Premier, Challenger, and 3
And,
contenders. So you got lots of options there, Jason.
And then we'll need another women's contender
Yep.
rolling as well. I don't
Yeah. How's the sign-ups
see
going
how
for the
we're gonna
ladies?
Get that.
Haven't
one.
started any signups yet, but
Okay.
we've got one rolling out now. It's finishing up.
Now, did we have a contender league or challenger league with the ladies?
We had 2 of them.
Okay.
We took the top 4 of the first one and the top 4 of the second one to
Excellent.
create the first Premier League.
It's a close match here. We're kind of in the middle legs, which is where you'll very often see that the players
You're going
start
to tighten up or
settle.
pull away.
Yeah, this is where you see somebody usually start settling in and taking off. Let's see if it's going to
Yeah,
be.
we'll see if Bud pulls away or Tommy starts tightening it up here. They've both been kind of up and down. Big round there for Tommy. Get back in this.
That's the way to do it, too. If you're going to shoot a 121, you shoot that one first just because you still feel good at the end of it. You shoot 2 triples and end with a 1. You'll disappoint it in your throw.
I always laughed about the 62. You go 1-1, trip 20. You're like,
Yeah.
whew, that was a great dart. You know,
Yeah.
trip 21-1, you just want to quit.
Yep.
Same score.
All right. Yeah, needs to put some pressure on that 36.
Yeah, but that 36 just put some pressure on that 220. Yep. It's a big third to leave it out there just in case.
Double 18 for Bud. This will be for a 5-2 lead. And once again, folks, let me remind you, it's first player to 8. As soon as they get to 8, we're going to cut them off right there. There's no need to go any farther. And it looks like Bud is making his call out to the Premier League saying, fellas, I'm coming.
Certainly in control at this point.
Will it be an advantage for Bud because majority of his Premier League games he's going to be playing remotely? Would that be an advantage for him?
I don't think so.
You don't think so?
I think everyone up in the Premier League prefer to be in their own little bubble.
Remote area? Yeah, I can understand.
Trevor drives all the way to sidelines from
Acton,
Fairland, wherever he lives over there.
Yeah.
Just because he likes the one board by itself over on the side.
I go all the way up to 497 just because it's dark and it's in the back corner.
Yeah, nobody comes to the castle to come play.
It's never set up.
Well, we
That's
have people here almost every week.
Yeah, that's fair. All right. Bud's in.
I called you 3 or 4 times. Like, nope, it's date night.
Well, you can come play, but, we won't be streaming. Go live from your phone.
We should do pop-up streams more often. Like, we got a garage blind draw. We're going live.
So we set up.
Yeah, that's right.
Those were the best.
Yeah,
Whoever's not playing, you got to come out and commentate.
Yeah.
Now we got the mics. We can put the mics on the players. Why?
We can't do that.
Yeah.
FCC shut us down real quick.
It'll be Jack of the castle before you know it.
Like, why are Tim's pants off again?
Yeah, Dustin, we're going to need 3 or 4 more boards, whatever.
Get right on that.
I'll hold my breath.
Big shout out to upgrading the sidelines board to a $20 machine. Thank you.
Yeah, we got the better bill changer in there.
I saw.
What else? Is there anything else cool coming to sideline soon, Dustin?
I saw a post today. Apparently, you're going to put some new boxes in
Yeah.
sideline today.
Yep.
That's going to be exciting.
Just a big box?
Boxes
Big
on a
old
pallet.
boxes.
They are
Yes.
safely shrink wrapped and shipping on Monday, from what I understand. So,
Are you allowed to talk about that whatsoever?
yeah, I mean, I guess we can. I mean, it kind of ruins the excitement, but we'll do it just for you, Jason.
No,
So,
well,
yeah.
I don't want to ruin anybody else's excitement. God
No,
forbid that happens.
we're excited to add on to our offering there at Sidelines. We already have 6 Phoenix boards set up, and we're bringing in their newest machine called the VSX. The Phoenix X board is pretty impressive in the technology that's built into it. Visually striking, 2 large screens turned on their side. It kind of creates the board where it floats in the middle.
Is that the one with the fishing game?
No, it does have the fishing game on there.
Yes.
Yep. It's got a touch screen on it. It's league ready, and they're running lots of great promotions for tournaments and things that run through there. So we're excited to get that in and have everybody enjoy the technology and feel like you're playing darts in 2024.
When are you hoping to have that one set up and ready to roll?
Well, like I said, it ships on Monday, so as soon as I have it in my hands, we'll make sure that we get over there as soon as we can.
Well, we ended the strike today, all right? So we know it's going to be shipped. Where's it coming from?
Yeah, coming from Dallas.
Okay. I could have driven down and got
it'll
it
be,
last time I was there.
Hopefully we'll have it in 3 or 4 days, and with any luck, maybe a week from today, we'll be able to get it installed, so we'll see.
Is there any fear of people that don't know how to play damaging those? Or?
You know, those screens, that was the first question that every operator asked when they first came out, but they have really strong, with a lack of a better word, like a Gorilla Glass type on the front. The boards have been out in the public for about a year now, and from what I've heard, everybody says that they're performing great, and they haven't had any problems with
Great
that.
last start there from Bud. Superb last start. Puts a little bit of pressure on this double 16.
I would say, like, they've been out in public. Have they been out in public in Japan? Because that's a totally different.
Well, from Korea, no, they've been out in public here for a year.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they've been here for a year.
They've been in the States for a year.
There
Good shot,
it
Tommy.
is.
There we go. Keeping it tight.
There you go. 3-5.
But we're happy to have that and have the most advanced boards in the world here in Indianapolis for everybody. In addition to those that are going to play Super League on the Darts Live boards, we also have the DL3 over there. And that board is truly impressive in its own right, and all the crazy technology and camera ability and recording that it does. And just the high definition cameras now can see a dart in every specific hole, and they count the corks. You don't have to count holes; they measure it for you. They do all kinds of things. It's a pretty neat experience when you play on these new machines.
Folks, I got to see one in Vegas, and it is a fantastic board. It's taken darts into the next generation. I think
Absolutely,
it is.
Now,
it
are
is
you
very
expanding at sidelines, or are you just replacing?
we're going to add it on as a 7th board, so it'll be in addition to.
Have you cleared that with Rosner?
Yes.
Okay, just checking.
Big shot for Bud.
Look at that. There's
There's
a
a
9 mark. Nobody said it. Nobody said it.
Nobody's going to say it.
All right.
Say what?
Thank you. Speaking of which, let's give a shout out to our compadre that's missing tonight, Mr. Sean Green over in Kansas City doing commentary for the TOC. Now, Tommy was making a little bit of a comeback here, but he finds himself down early in this cricket leg. See if Bud here's going to go right at the 18s. He's looking at him. Dropped it low on the first. Back to points. Now, that's what Tommy's missing. Are we in agreement with that, folks? And he does close the 18 on that third dart. But switching back to points and just building on the point lead that you already have is crucial when you get up to the Premier League and up to this level of darts.
Good point Sean McPeak just mentioned to me to mention was that all the contender leagues that we're going to sign up for in November are all flex and remote, so they're super easy to get the games in. They take, good players knock them out in an hour or less.
Yeah.
You struggle a little bit, it might be an hour 15, hour 20, but they don't take very long.
Yeah,
And they're
45
flex.
minutes.
You can play them at any of the Phoenix bars that have G3 boards in them. Sideline, Spikes, Whitehorse, 497.
The Castle.
Dustin, help me.
That's just local here, yeah.
Yeah.
And then even and as we were in Kokomo and Lafayette,
Yeah,
there's
Cooper's
options
big league.
there.
Yep.
Even for the people down to the south a little bit, we're in Paragon there at Trackside.
Trackside bar in Paragon.
Say me and Max 15-leg match last week was done in 36 minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, if you go to sidelines, you got to get the pork belly. Fried pork belly, barbecue fried pork belly. You can't miss that.
I've heard.
I wonder how much Carlos pays him because he says it.
I'll
All
tell
the
you what,
time.
yeah. And I never get a free sample. I never do. Like sometimes you're supposed to get 8 pieces. Sometimes I end up with 9, but I'm not sure if it's generous.
I don't either. I got a burger of the month free once just because I made the burger of the month and I had to try it.
I haven't even gotten that far with them.
Yeah. If everything were free, we wouldn't be here.
Right?
No.
Just like I haven't gotten my free Phoenix hat from Jason either.
Well, I'll give it to you at cost. There you go. That's another win for Bud.
Exactly.
Bud's 2 away.
2 away
Tommy's
now.
going to need to step it up right now.
Ben, you're going to be playing Jolen here, and you're fighting to stay up in the Premier League.
Yep.
Are you any nerves with that?
Of course.
You don't want to be in a Challenger League,
Right.
do you?
I mean, I want to be where I be, right?
Yeah, that's fair.
I mean, if he beats me, he beats me.
That's fair. Well,
I'm going
Jolen.
to try to not let him, but he's a good shot.
Yeah, he's a
We've
great shot.
played twice in the Premier League. He beat me the first time. I beat him the second time. I guess we played third time this season. I beat him the third. I beat him this season. So he's
gonna be
due.
a fun one. It's going to be a fun one.
He's tough. It's always good. It's always a fun match.
Might be the break Tommy
That's
needs here. See
That's
if he
our
can do
first
something.
miss.
Yeah, it's our first open leg. Let's see if Tommy can capitalize right here. Needs a ton plus. This is where you can put some distance in.
Not enough.
No, that's not going to do it. Bud with a good round right here can actually take the lead technically. Let's see what he does. Usually goes down to the 16s. Stays right there. Hits it on the first.
Goes 19s here.
Yep, good round. Caught it right back up.
Yep. Takes a 1-point lead. It's got to be disappointing for Tommy. Yeah, it's at the ton 40. It looks like it. Yeah, big round there from Tommy. That's a great answer. Puts pressure on Bud.
Yep.
You know, Bud's got a little bit more of a game face going this time through.
He's focused. He knows what he's playing for. They both played this to move up. Tommy was admittedly surprised at the talent level. Big shot for Bud there. Tommy said he was admittedly surprised at the talent level. Some of the guys he didn't know because he had, through the summer he doesn't play a lot with baseball, but now he's getting into winter where he's going to play more. So he was pumped up, excited to move up, hoping he can get it done.
Well, I've been very, very lucky in my life with all the traveling I do. I get to see that there's a lot of really good players here in the Midwest, and I get to see them play. That's why we do On the Siege. And just the fact that these guys have the opportunity to compete with some of the big dogs in Indy, it's great for the whole state. It really is.
Bud actually got an initial Premier League invite, I believe. I believe it was Premier League. Might have been Challenger. I believe he got an initial Premier League invite and just had too much going on. He couldn't commit. But he's like, I want to be in. And he was true to his word. He got in. He got in, won his Contender League, and now vying to get into the Premier League.
Look at this from Tommy.
15.
Yep.
That's a great setup right there. 135 scored, leaves him with tops. Bud, a lot of pressure on this 92. It's a two-dart combination. We're going to start out with a trip 20. Let's see how he does. Good work, cameraman.
Get a little side angle shot of his throw, too.
Yep.
I still hate that angle. Everybody looks terrible.
He's not going to be able to do it. At a minimum here, he wants to put himself where he's just got a one dart out left in case Tommy misses. Not able to do that either. Tommy's going to be looking up tops just to bring it back within one game, I believe. Double 10. Ooh, double 5. This could be tricky. Oh, and he did it. Left himself
Tough
low.
break.
That's
break.
tough. Oh, Bud's sitting back there thinking, this is my opportunity right here.
Yeah, I like seeing that go in there, tighten his matchup.
Yeah, this will put him in the barn, one win away. He's got to hit this 48, though. He's going to look at that 816 wedge. Just look at that whole wire right there. Either one of those numbers will give you a one-dot shot at it. Hits the 8. Tops for the 7th victory. There it is. The Bud's up 7-3 at this point in time.
One leg away from the Premier League.
He's in the barn.
Yes, he is.
Not in the barn, little euchre joke there. I like it.
You know, I said the same joke 5 minutes ago. Just completely washed right over.
Yeah.
Then Tim says it, and that's the best joke I've heard.
It was probably your accent.
I was just
Yeah,
going to
probably-
say it's probably the accent.
Probably didn't understand you.
No, it's my Rodney Dangerfield effect. I'm telling you.
You're talking about fish and chips or something.
All right. Bud's in on the second dart. And straight over to that trip 19. That's his move.
Mm-hmm. It's working for him.
Yep. That's his move. I like it.
You get in on a double and then do a triple. It doesn't matter which one.
Tim, both you and I get in on a double 14. Would go straight to the trip 11?
No, 20. Now, I would say one difference that I did from the Challenger League to the Contender League, or to the Premier League, is once I got to the Premier League, I threw at the double 14 the whole season. I didn't try to hit the 20, try to hit the 16. I stayed at the 14. I was going to live and die on that.
And from the sounds of it, you died on it.
Yeah. Well,
You got fourth.
Yeah,
I mean, I didn't.
I mean, you know, you didn't make the podium or nothing, but you were right there with him.
I didn't.
He was podium adjacent.
When I played Mac, I didn't.
You got
Knock
to
it in.
you
I
got
got
to
in all
carry
the
the trophies and hand the trophies to the winners.
Hey,
He lost to the.
I'm not going down.
He lost to the season 1 Premier League champion. Dang, too soon, Tim. I might be going down.
What happened?
One of the guys within 5 feet of you is going down.
That's right. But leaning forward a little bit now. You can see his body movement is a little bit more than what you saw at the start of the match.
I mean, I lost to Trevor and Mac twice. I mean, it's not.
There's no need to defend yourself, Mr. Neal. We all know that you're a fantastic darter. You're just not third place material.
Hey, as long as I'm not moving down again.
Says the guy that hasn't played a contender league even yet.
Yeah, well, just waiting for my invite.
He's waiting for that wild card spot.
That's right. I'll be 72.
You'll get it before the next couple of years, probably.
Adam Kleinfelter tuning in. What's up, Adam? Hope you're doing well.
What's up, Adam?
Adam, it's great to see you. Eugene Schmidt tuning in. How you doing there, sir? It's a solid ton there. But he's 134 points away from the Premier League now.
And Tommy's at least 9 darts out.
That's usually when you hit the 180 and you start laughing.
Right.
Yep.
Like, doesn't make a difference.
Right.
That's what I did in Vegas, to be honest with you.
I watched.
Yeah. Yeah. Ton 80, ton 40, back to back. And we were out of it anyways.
That's how I felt no one doubles.
Well, you just had a bad partner.
Yeah.
Triple 10.
Triple 10, triple 14, couple of different options here. 12 is not one of them, but that's okay.
You should go right at it.
Yeah.
Finish it off with
Yeah.
a double ball.
My time in the Challenger League is done. Boom. All right, another one of those. Put some pressure on this 50.
Yeah, he's at least got it out.
Yeah.
It's an out.
There's a way. Thomas
He went
Holder.
for
it. He did, too.
Thomas Holder says Tommy just needs someone to keep him loose. 8 for the position. Oh, just on the
Right
outside.
there.
Come on, Tommy.
Tommy's got
Surprise
2 options
everybody.
here. 2 triple 19s and a bull or 2018 bull.
Thomas, I assure you, we're all keeping him loose here. We all love Tommy here. I've yet to meet anybody that didn't like Tommy, to be honest with you. He's not going to do it this time, but he can certainly put a little pressure on it with another trip right there. He does.
Leaves the soft tip double.
Yeah. All right.
Stay there, Tommy.
Going to be a lot of pressure on this one for Bud. He's looking at a 8 to move up to the Premier League. Bud Crystal out of Lafayette, Indiana. There it
Solid.
is.
Right in the
Solid right at it. Congratulations, Bud. That is fantastic work right there. Well, Tim, you're going to have to change the names on the scoreboard because we're going to have Jolen and Ben coming right up.
You want to go to the interview or you?
Yep.
There you
Come
go.
on back to the interview. How we doing, Dustin? What do we think about that first match?
That was great, you know.
I
Yeah.
think
Good
Tommy.
battle, back and forth.
I think Tommy got behind early.
Yeah, but he also had a couple of outs that he missed.
Yeah.
That could have changed the score pretty
Yeah.
quick. And you know when you get down to two games, it's gonna be tough to catch up with the talent.
It certainly is. He got down a little bit early. I think it was down 3-zip right at
Mhm.
the start, and that when you only plan a race to 8, that does put a lot of pressure on it to try and get up there.
Right.
But all credit to Bud Crystal, a fantastic dude, a fantastic player, and congratulations to you making it to the Phoenix Premier League. We hope to get
So that locks in
Bud.
the 3 people. So you got
Yeah.
Don Kirby,
Don
Chris
Kirby,
Savaldi,
Chris Savaldi,
and
and Bud
Bud
Crystal.
Crystal.
Yeah,
Are
two
now-
of those
Two out of
3.
Lafayette.
Yeah, two of
Yeah.
those 3 out of Lafayette.
Making waves.
Yeah, putting a little representation in the Premier League. That's
That's right.
exciting,
Yep.
isn't it?
Now
Yep.
we got to figure out who's staying and who's going between Jolen and Ben.
Well, we can't do that. So let's talk about Jolen and Ben here. All right, now I've just because we spent some time in Vegas together, I've seen Ben shoot a lot, and quite frankly, he's in some of the best form I've seen him in right now, as far as how he's shooting. What do we think? What do we think Jolen has to do here to try and upset him, to try and gain that spot?
I'd say Jolen's issue is all the stuff outside of darts, right?
Yeah.
So, like, I mean, Tori's been in the hospital for 2 weeks, and like that's got to weigh on you. Like, they just bought a house, and then this happens, and
Yeah, you got to.
does that weigh on you, or is darts the furthest thing from his mind,
And
or is this
it's a release.
like
it's
I'm
an
just
escape.
focusing on darts
Yeah,
and nothing
it's
else,
an escape.
and
You-
that might help him.
You
So,
see that, and you do see both sides of that coin, right? You see guys that are under stress in just their normal everyday life. When it comes to playing darts, they play super, super well. And you see other folks who, when their outside life is putting pressure on them, they just fall apart on the dartboard as well, and it's reflected.
and before all of the family stuff, he was struggling in the Premier League. He wasn't playing to his standard.
Yep.
And he would tell you that. Like, he just wasn't himself in the first half of that season. So he was really behind the 8 ball after like 3 matches. So.
Well, and he kind of plateaued a little bit, right?
Yeah.
So he got a lot of recognition here about 6 months ago for the way that he was playing and the amount of improvement that he was gaining. Then he kind of plateaued a little bit. And then his life, it wasn't all bad. I mean, him and Tori got to move into their own house together. But you had stuff like he had to cancel his trip to Vegas. So a little bit of a scheduling issue there. He fell behind a little bit in the amount of games that he was playing, so he had to play a ton of games to get prepared. So it did put a lot of pressure on him. And, of course, the love of his life since high school, Tori's, who just, I hope, just as I understand, just got out of the hospital.
Yep, she was on watching.
Yep. So, it's been a tough last 3-6 months for him. So we'll see how he's going to do here tonight. What's your impressions of Jolen? You didn't really know Jolen too well before the start of this league.
Yeah, not real well. Knew of him, have met him a few times. Super nice guy. Really appreciate the time that he's put in into, or the quality that he's put in such a short time. Like you said, I think he's kind of on that stock market up and down as a new player tends to be.
Yep.
They rise a bunch, then they're going to drop a little bit, then they're going to rise a little bit more. And I think he's about ready to take that next step forward.
And, we're going to see that out of Bear, Chris Savoldi, too.
Same.
And another one of these guys moving up, where you may see him one week take lead to the 15th leg. And the next week he may get beat 13-2. And his level of darts is that good, but it's just not that consistent yet. And that just comes with time and playing and playing. Or you could be like me and just get worse progressively as time goes on.
Both of us, brother. Both of us.
Let's welcome to the mic the winner, the newest member of the Phoenix Premier League, Mr. Bud Crystal. Congratulations, sir. How are you?
Appreciate it.
Pretty good, obviously, now.
Move that mic a little
sweet.
bit closer to the mouth for me there, son.
put it right
there you
here.
go.
Well, you want to hear what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Just a little bit.
It'll help. It'll help. Well,
Okay.
congratulations. How was it out there? Give us your impression. Tell us how you feel throughout the match.
Well, pressure, obviously.
Okay.
And Tommy, we haven't really met
Okay.
until we played online against each other, and he whooped my butt earlier in the league, and then we played here, and so it was cool. And it's like we were just waiting for the green light. It's like, I think you were behind in time there. It was like, do I throw a practice shot or not?
We couldn't shut Dustin up. All right, he would just
Is that what it was?
and talk. Those redheads, when you get them going, I'm telling you what, you can't shut them up.
But it was really cool and a good match with him. And
Wait, are you going to grace us with your presence and stay on the mic with us for a couple of legs here?
I can do it for I can do it.
Yeah,
for a
would
little
love to have you around. I want to get some more of your thoughts about what's going on in darts in Lafayette. You're going to have 2 of the 3 members of the Lafayette Dart Club that are moving up to the Premier League. You got Bear, you got yourself moving up to the Premier League.
Yeah, I had a lot of pressure coming up here today.
What is it? What is it in Lafayette? Why is it taking off so well? What's going on there? Tell me about that family up there.
Well, this Phoenix is taking off. That's why Lafayette is booming right now.
Okay.
We used to play for Reed Sales, and we still do, and it's a good vendor also. But what Phoenix does, and in the darts in the big league, they went to TikTok for a little while.
Yep.
And they got 2 bars.
We have 3 more downtown now.
Yeah, downtown is like it's just like it's booming. So we go around and try to play at those bars just for an hour or so, just to say, hey, we're from Phoenix, we're going to play and take off. So
that's fantastic. I get to go to Lafayette once every couple of weeks, and I'm there during the daytime, so I tend to eat lunch at the dart bars, quite frankly.
Yeah.
So I'm always looking for food recommendations. But just to see the amount of growth up there, and Phoenix has a lot to do with that. But
absolutely, I mean it's the biggest thing.
I think yourself have a lot to do with it too. I was talking in commentary here. You're kind of the daddy of the group up there, where you've guided them. You brought several players like Adam. And some of even Rhino, you brought those guys in and taught them how to win, how to lose, and how to play darts.
Well, I mean, I brought them into the Phoenix. I didn't show them how to throw or nothing. I wouldn't tell them too much. Now, Rhino is pretty darn good.
You have to change your wrestling name to the Brain.
Yeah. Chris, obviously, he's come out and pretty good. But, I said just bring. You guys got to come to Phoenix. It's good. So that's how Lafayette booms because of Phoenix.
I appreciate all you guys' support up there, and we're happy to see all you guys and your success.
Well, Tim,
thank you.
Let's pull up that flyer. Let's see who we're talking about here. Let's get predictions. While Bud's here, we'll get a prediction from him so we can make fun of that one. Ooh. We're going to go to Ben and to Jolen now. Bud, you familiar with Ben? You're familiar with Jolen probably a little bit more, I assume?
Yeah, Jolen whooped my butt in state last year. That's how I'm familiar with him.
Yeah, he's a heck of a thrower. Jolen, the younger kid, Ben, the experienced veteran at this point in time. It's going to be a tough one. The loser of this match goes down to the Challenger League, takes Bud's place because he's moving out of town. Let's get a prediction from you, Dustin. Who you got?
I love Jolen, his skill, but I think he's still a little bit green. And when Ben takes a bite of that competitive pie, he's hard to shake. So I'm going to take Ben in this one, probably 8-4.
All right, that's fair. Timothy, who you picking?
I'm also going to go Ben, but I'm going to go 8-5.
All right, I'm going to go. Yeah, I'm going to go Ben too. I'm going to go Ben. I'm going to say 8-5. I'm going to join my partner Tim on this. Bud, who you picking on this match here? Someone's got to pick Jolen. Come on, son.
It's on me.
Yeah, it's all on
well,
you.
You should have picked me first.
You should just pick whoever you think's going to do it.
Jolen's going to drop the elbow.
Oh.
No.
On Ben.
Oh, yeah. Here comes a flying elbow.
He's going to go, obviously, 8-6.
8-6.
Yeah.
I'd call that an upset. Mm-hmm. I'd call that an upset. Would you call that an upset, Tim?
Yeah. I mean, just from experience versus youth, yeah.
You think so? Call that an upset, Dustin?
All the predictors are saying Ben, but one, so that would make it an upset.
All right. Now, how would Ben do in the Challenger League?
He'd whoop everybody.
He would be successful and angry every time he was at the line. So.
That's what I'm saying. He's gonna be angry tonight. But,
yeah, we don't want to see an angry Ben. Tim, let's take a look over there. See, are they warmed up? Are they ready? They look pretty good.
They look ready to go.
Yeah, they look about ready to go. Let's turn on that green light and freak them out.
Oh, no practice.
I'll wait till he throws his third one.
And we're off.
See, I was worried about that. Do I throw a dart to practice? It's been a minute, so I was like, I got to pull it.
Oh, wait, yeah. Get your third place trophy or your third place award.
Big shout out to Bud, handing his third place check right there. Uh-oh. Ben not getting in on his first 3 darts. This gives Jolen an early opportunity.
Double six.
He was shooting a 13.
That's pretty close.
All right, Jolen in on his first with that tops. Takes the early lead against Ben. Not a huge lead, though. Ben right in on that 13.
So Ben just basically gave up the start.
Yeah. I think this one could go back and forth, especially if Jolen wins a couple of early legs.
Does he get the Jones jersey on there?
Yep, the D.D. Lee, the Bullet Jones jersey.
Nice.
It's a good-looking jersey. Of course, Jolen is sponsored by Daddy Designs.
And
it was one of the first, I think.
Yeah.
And Magneto.
And
Magneto, yep. He beat Magneto, I think, 8 to something or other. 8-15 or something.
We could list Ben's sponsors, but we have a time limit according to Facebook.
Oh.
And notice the rhythm of these two is noticeably faster than what we saw out of Tommy and Bud.
Oh, yeah, I got to think about stuff.
But what's the temperature like in the arena out there?
Actually, it's not that bad.
Okay.
It's not that bad at all.
One of the nice things about playing soft tip here is you do get a little bit of music being able to play it in the background, so that kind of breaks up the silence.
Set up.
It could have been a nice setup there from Jolen, but he still carries a 110-point lead over Ben right here. Let's see what Ben can do. That's a great first.
Going Vegas. Triple.
Yeah.
Oh.
Stays up there with him. Yeah.
So Jolen should have the first opportunity in an out shot here.
Let's see how he sets himself up. That trip's going to be huge. Drops down to hit the trip 17. Flies it a little bit high, but that's all right. 104 can be a little tricky from the standpoint. Do you go trip 18 first? Ben with a solid first dart. Yeah, both these guys struggling on that third dart. The switch from high to low can be a tough one for players, especially when you're just starting out the evening.
Yeah, first game is always a little bit tough.
Yeah, and I find the guys that throw fast tend to struggle with that switch a little more as well.
Yeah, completely agree. All right, double 15.
Oh, mercy.
All right, Jolen
That's my favorite. I just don't like
it. Takes leg number 1. Solid darts from Jolen Harris there.
Yeah, ideally, Jolen probably wanted to go to 20, but that first dart kind of blocked most of it. So.
Well, and that was a breaker throw right out of the gate.
Yeah, he's got the advantage now.
And you see a smile on his face. He gets that big M. If he gets that big momentum going, that's not going to help.
Now, when I played him last season, this is what happened. Like, he missed the 20, and he started going all around the board.
Yeah.
And starts chasing doubles. You start chasing doubles, you're in trouble.
You don't recommend that at all, Tim?
No.
Oh, I agree. Stick with your number, get it, or just maybe move on to third dart.
It's one thing, like, if you want to shoot the 20 or the 16, which are the most common doubles, but you should have a favorite or your ace in the hole that is your tried and true.
I agree with that, definitely.
And typically it's going to be on the left side of the board because if you can miss high and low and still hit other doubles.
Now, Bud, you always shot as your opening double as a double 16. Has that been that way for a very long time?
No, I mean, thanks for asking, because when I first came here to the castle, I said double 15 is my favorite. I went for that forever.
Yep.
And I was like, well, that doesn't make sense. At the end, when I started playing split bowl, double in, double out, don't like it. I love the double 15, but 16 is my thing, or a double 14.
Yep. Well, I'm a double 14.
I did switch once tonight.
Yep.
I hit the 15 once.
I'd argue doubling on the 15 is not a big deal, right? But
doubling in, yeah, it's fine. But
on the double out aspect of it, you want to have it where if you hit the inside, you're leaving yourself another double.
Absolutely, yeah.
So you don't want to keep
on the second dart, yeah.
Yep, you try to stay even.
Doesn't matter if you mean you just don't get to the double.
Did you get to the double in Vegas?
No, let's not.
Okay, never mind.
I will talk to you for 3 hours about Vegas, and none of it will be
you
about
asked
darts.
me to stay on for a minute. So.
Yeah, no. Vegas was not a successful dart trip, but I made a lot of new friends.
I would say if you go to Monster on Facebook, you can watch them play.
Yes.
For a couple minutes.
No one likes you, Tim. Shout out to Brad Kennedy, one of my
Here we go.
Vegas roommates staying with us.
I got one of them 180s once.
Yep.
All right. Ben's going to be looking at a 129 here.
19 should be his first shot.
Great first.
That's great.
Lots of ways to go here.
Good math there.
16. Stays right there. Solid move. All right, Jolen. 121. Trip 17. Trip 18. Double 8.
No, you shoot the triple 20.
Going to shoot the triple 20.
Oh, triple 20 now for double 18.
Absolutely.
There it is. Look at this.
Jolen
Jolen Harris, ladies and gentlemen, out of Kokomo, Indiana.
Who said
Ice
what?
in his veins there.
Nice.
Yeah. That's 2-0. Now, Ben's got to be thinking, hey, I don't have a Challenger League shirt.
He started this, right? You and Dustin, right? You started this. He's got to
There's a story behind that. Let me tell you, bud.
Okay, go ahead.
It was a Sunday morning, and Jason had 3 pages of notes that he just texted over to Dustin and said, hey, how about a league like this? And then before we know it, was me, Dustin, and Ben all in on it. And quite frankly, just gave the idea to Ben and Dustin. They ran with it, changed a few things, and have made it as brilliant as it is.
Oh, yeah, this is great. I remember Ben talking about this. Hey, I got a spot for you if you can. I was like, I'm already playing in 2 right now. Hold on, I said, you better get in this.
Yeah, he did mention that you did get an invite, one of the original invites to the Premier League.
I did get the original. I really appreciate that.
Yeah, I will tell you that I was the one that recommended you.
Well, thank you, sir.
Yep, I was hoping that you wouldn't get it so I would get invited, and none of those things happened.
So I said no, and you still got skipped.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did try it again, but
Get rid of the
I
20.
made it now.
Yeah, you're in it now. Congratulations. You need to buy a hat. I mean,
I do. I want.
Yeah.
I want
all the Premier League
one of
players.
each.
Yeah.
One of each.
All right. Look at this. Look at this.
But yeah, I don't get paid till Tuesday.
That sounds like a Lafayette issue.
Oh yeah, I've read that too.
Sounds like a. I tell you
No,
what.
you get your money.
Thought
It's
it was a
fine.
Popeye issue. Okay, we pay you Tuesday for
Tuesday hamburger for
today.
tomorrow.
That's all right. From what I hear, they're all cheap. They're all at wholesale pricing. So it's
Yeah.
all good.
They're all at cost plus.
Mhm.
Jolen, man, he is on fire.
Yes, he is. That young man is shooting some darts tonight.
Might be that jersey from Lee, maybe, or it's just his skill.
Well, Ben might have run into a little bit of a buzzsaw, but Ben's experienced enough to get back at him.
He'll be all right. He'll be all right.
Yeah, that first dart from Jolen's been killer all night long.
Mercy.
Yeah, it helps him play downhill,
Yep.
play with confidence. You land that first dart, and then it just makes everything easier.
Fours and fives.
When you're struggling like that, when your opponent's going to the point after a missed dart, you're like, okay, I just need a big round. Then I'm back into it.
Talk about momentum in sports. It's so crucial in some of the other sports that we all watch and love.
Boom.
Momentum a big thing in darts, Dustin, in your opinion?
Yeah, I think it depends on the format. I think there's some where if it's a loser start thing versus an alternating start, I think can change momentum.
Sure.
Whether you're breaking that next throw or not. But yeah, I think on a personal level, I mean, when you feel like everything's just easy,
Yep.
you know,
Like that for
everything
Jolen.
everything stays easy.
Yep.
So certainly when you get rolling, then everything just seems to get bigger.
Well, and confidence is such a big thing when
Yeah.
it comes to darts, and
Absolutely.
you get a little bit of momentum, and obviously just builds your confidence and gets you rolling.
What up, guys? What did I talk about earlier?
Yeah, as Jolen takes that early 3-0 lead.
Mercy.
Great darts there from Jolen. Well, I'll tell you what, bud, we're going to let you go celebrate with your friends. Congratulations on making it to the Premier League, my
Appreciate
friend.
it.
It's
Thank
going to be a pleasure to watch you next year or next season. I can't wait for it. Thanks for joining us tonight, bud.
job,
Thank
bud.
you so much.
Congrats.
Thanks a lot. Appreciate it.
All right, folks, as we get rid of Bud, we can talk bad about him now. Jolen's looking fantastic. He's doing some great work on the board right here. Look at this from Jolen. There it is, the big ton 80, Jolen Harris out of Kokomo, Indiana.
Shakalaka.
Yeah, poor Ben's running into a little bit of a buzzsaw tonight. And folks, let's welcome to the microphone, playing for the championship tonight, Mr. Trevor Sellers. Trevor, how are you, sir? Look at this from Jolen, back to back. Oh, almost.
What's up, fellas?
How you doing, Trevor? Pleasure to have you on the microphone tonight. How are things in your little world?
Doing well, doing well. Ready to play my guy Lee here in a little bit.
Congratulations. Now, this was your first season in the Premier League, right?
Yes.
How did you find it?
I got booted from the first one because I couldn't play in it.
Yeah.
And then I had to play the Challenger League, just because at the point in time I couldn't play in the Premier League, and honestly it was fine. Obviously, I got to play. Me and Tim came up at the same time, and obviously we made a run at it. There was only one guy I did want. Obviously, I knew Adam played in it last year, and I think he won, but I did want Adam to play. But I understand with everything going on, and it's not always. I mean, people got things going on in their life, and I get it.
Do you think playing the high quality opponent on a weekly basis is real? Look at this from Jolen.
4-0.
He's just on fire tonight. Nobody can stop him, and Ben's a fantastic darter. It's not
playing well.
Yeah, it's not a case of Ben throwing bad darts as much as Jolen's just on fire.
I'd argue Ben would say his 23 average is bad darts.
Well,
For sure.
Yeah. That was the first low game that Ben had
So
had.
I'm just Has Ben switched to the double 13? Because I know that's his end shot. Like if he's not
He's been
hitting.
throwing it all night. He
Yeah,
didn't-
all
he
night
didn't even
long
try
we've been
anything
shooting
else.
it.
Okay. What'd you ask, Jason?
I can't remember now.
Okay, cool.
No, what's it been like playing this kind of level of opponent week in, week out? What's it done for your game?
I mean, we've kind of all talked about this. I mean, obviously we have multiple.
Yeah, but we weren't
vendors.
there when you
I know.
talked.
Let,
so
let me
we
talk.
would like to-
I'm gonna tell you. Let me talk. You're interrupting. But
Liberal-
we
liberals.
don't all get to play against each other all the time because there's multiple vendors in town, and I like what we're doing here. Just because me and Lee don't get to play singles against each other on a monthly basis. Me and Mac, me and Ben,
Jolen with another
everybody.
big ton 40.
Me and Tim. I can't tell you the last time that I've played Lee in a singles league. I mean, it's mostly just tournaments that we play against each other. So I think this is good just because, we get to bring out the best in each other, and
Iron sharpens iron, right?
should. But, it's a weird, we don't always bring it out, but we should.
Give us a little clue on how you feel tonight going in against Lee. You feeling pretty confident?
Absolutely. You got to be confident. If you're not confident, then what are we doing here?
Well, Ben's struggling on that third dart there, kind of really pushing it.
I would assume that Lee would be confident tonight, too, playing against me. I mean, that's just how we got to feel against each other.
How have games gone? How was the league between you and Lee? What was the league score? Do you remember off the top of your head?
I personally got him by 3 games, but he beat me week 1.
Okay.
So,
So he beat you.
he did.
All right. Well, it's going to be fun to see. He's already 1-0 on you. Is he in your mind as the fact that you've never beat him in the league?
So you're just trying to talk smack right now?
Yeah,
Or?
that's what he's doing. Twisting the screws.
Yeah.
If you didn't hear that, Lee said, thanks, Jason.
Yeah.
He didn't say that.
Yeah. Are you a little nervous that it's been a good 8 months since you've actually won a game against Lee?
So I will tell you this. I don't. You talk about nerves.
Sure.
Everybody gets nervous, but I don't know. It does. You know what you got to do at the end of the day.
Jolen,
I wouldn't necessarily. Hold on.
Yeah, Jolen looking for this double 12. This would put him 5-zip up. Double 6.
Good shot.
I don't have that.
Well, he didn't hit it anyways. Thank you.
I don't know. I mean, we all get nerves, but at the end of the day, I know who I'm playing against, and I know what I got to do.
At this level, at the premier level, do you guys still play each other, or do you play the board?
I mean, going into it, we play each other.
Big
But
last
then once it gets going, we play the board. I mean, that's how I would take it because, obviously, I mean, we can all beat each other. But once we get going, it's a matter of playing the board. I mean, going into it, you know who you're playing, you know what you got to do. But then once you get going, you're comfortable with everything going on. You start playing the board. But
Yeah,
first game, there's always a little bit of jitters.
That's 5-0 to Jolen right here. It's not over yet, but
It's just big hole for Ben here to
Yeah.
climb out of.
But yes, Lee did beat me week 1, and I will never forget that.
well, I saw that Lee. I got a few messages from Lee bragging about it earlier on. I didn't realize he had taped it and showed me the highlights of it, but it was fantastic to watch. Nah, Trevor, you're a fantastic player. I knew you when you were a 22 and a 2.7. So
No, you knew me when I was like 28 and a 2.7.
Wow.
22? Really?
well, you played like a 22 and a 2.7. I'm gonna tell you that
Jesus.
much.
Still learning his outs.
Yeah, well, I had to teach him. Right?
Yeah.
32 is double 16, not double 11.
That's the problem.
Yeah, yeah.
Stop it.
Listen, I've been picked on for the first hour and a half of this show.
It's true.
So
He's just
yeah.
it's bouncing off of him now. He's just
I've
taking it out on you.
No respect
I mean,
whatsoever.
to be fair, it's 8 o'clock and you're still drinking coffee. What's going on?
Well, it's 9 o'clock. So
Is
where
it
the
9?
where the big hand and the little hand go is a little different.
I appreciate
from,
you for correcting
He doesn't know
me.
how to change a battery. If you're looking at
No,
that clock.
I'm just ahead of the schedule. It's going to change right back here to 8 o'clock here.
That
before
clock's
you-
right twice a day.
Yeah.
Yep.
No, technically, it's never right, quite frankly. All right, Ben, come on. I think all of Indy's rooting for you right now. You
Keep
can
fighting.
pull it back. Just got to win the first one and then build from there.
I mean, Tim, I'm sorry to bring this up, but I mean, you saw this past week.
Yeah, you saw
Yeah.
a streaky game
Yep.
at darts early round, right?
Yep.
So if Ben wins one, I mean, it could change the outlook.
Yeah, you just got to take one at a time, and you got to get those breaks of throws. You really got to focus on those.
The
Trev-
breaks the throw of everything,
Trev, you play with Ben a lot.
for sure.
When you see your partner struggling a little bit, like Ben's experiencing tonight, what do you tell him?
Let me watch his shot real quick because I need to see what's going on.
Okay.
Well, you can. Okay.
He's snatching a little bit.
Yeah, he's doing his elbow thing again.
That
Yeah,
one looked great. Did you see that third one?
Yep,
Yeah,
that
he
third
made-
one.
I told him.
Yeah.
I mean, we talked earlier, and I said, "Hey, you need to."
But
you
not so much from a mechanical or technical standpoint. What kind of words of encouragement do you offer your partner if they're struggling or going through, or is it at this level it's just best to stay quiet?
I mean, we still talk. I mean, it's a matter of we all struggle at times. Ben's picked me up plenty of times. I've picked him up plenty of times. I mean, I know the type of player that he is. When he actually follows through and plays the way that he can play, he's just as good as anyone. But obviously, right now, he's been struggling with. I don't even know what I would call it. It's a he's not. I tell him to slow down and I tell him to pose. Like, pose.
Yeah.
Like, keep it there.
Like a statue?
Yeah. Well, I wouldn't say that. Just keep the pose because you can tell that when that one looks great. He didn't hit, but it looks perfect. That one looks perfect.
Yep.
And he
That
did
one
the little,
didn't.
yeah.
Yeah, that one didn't.
It's a matter of when he keeps that consistent pose.
Yep.
I mean, he's really good.
Well, we're gonna make a sign. Strike a pose. Hold it up in the arena for him.
And he's probably telling himself to do it too because he knows it just as much as we do. But
Oh yeah.
obviously, it's hard
Well, after you've been playing darts for so long, you kind of know what you're doing wrong or what you're doing.
for sure.
Definitely.
He hit that trip 16, but he did have the. He needs to hold the pose.
Yep. Now, even on that last one, he swung his arm
He
right
did.
through, and that's the worst thing that can happen. You swing your arm through, and you actually hit the dart because it mentally it gives you encouragement to do it again.
For sure.
Jolen struggling a little bit this leg.
But his confidence is high.
Yep.
So he's fine.
Yeah, his facial expression hasn't changed this whole
No, it
match.
hasn't.
You know, I would love to have both these guys stay in the Premier League, but the experience that Jolen has gotten from being in the Premier League has really gotten him to this point right here. Look at this.
Mm-hmm.
Nice 7 mark. And that's what's going to help him improve his game, right?
Well, Jolen he's gotten very good very fast. And if you look at Jolen, look at his eyes haven't moved too when he's looking at something.
That's another.
Jolen has kind of been on the same path that I have. Like he got extremely good really fast, and I'm not trying to like boast by any means because it's not really who I am. But I'm saying Jolen has gotten to the point where he can compete with anybody.
Yeah,
We're
great.
saying he's gotten really good really fast, but he's putting the work in.
Oh,
Yep.
for sure.
Yep.
Very few people have played as much darts as Jolen has.
Well, it doesn't
last
have,
year.
and be it Jolen, be it Bear, be it any of these guys that have gotten really good really fast, they put the work in. You know, they're playing 3-4 nights a week.
I couldn't do that.
Well, I
don't
mean-
know. I don't know how.
Trevor, you're probably, and I'll say this even though I love you to death, you're probably the best shooter currently in the state of Indiana.
No, I'm
How often do you practice during the week? Is it a 2 or 3 night a week thing, or nice round there from Ben, solid hat trick?
twice a week.
Probably twice a week, and you play an additional twice a week on top of that.
One league.
Okay, so you're putting in about three nights a week of some darts, because you got
But
a couple
you-
of youngins at the
you-
home. Solid
you-
darts there from Jolen.
Well, and one of the reasons why you practice is because of who the people that you're playing against, and you know that you gotta make sure that you're on your game, especially the way this league's going. I mean, you gotta make sure you're on your game.
Ben's a very good friend of mine, but let me ask you this. This is a tough question. Going down to the Challenger League, would that help Ben's game in the long run, or is that going to hurt him in the long run?
I think mentally at the beginning it may hurt him, just because you think. I'm going to say that mentally at the beginning it may hurt him, but I think in the long run it's going to help him because he knows where he should be.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean Ben's a very prideful guy, right? And so he's not going to want to be there, feeling like he should have done better, maybe. But it will certainly motivate him to
For sure.
to take it back up where he feels like he belongs.
And I will say, knowing Ben for a long time, a motivated Ben is the Ben with the best darts.
For sure.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's a really good version of Ben
There's
right
a
there.
180.
And solid 180 from Jolen Harris there.
I'm going to go. I feel sorry for the first if he goes down, who he has
knows,
to play.
yeah.
I feel
knows,
sorry
yeah.
for his first match.
Oh yeah.
I mean, mentally for anyone, if you know where you should be and you're not there, it's gonna affect you. But I mean, in the long run, it's gonna benefit him.
Well, look at Jolen shooting a 52. There's not much you can do against a 52 score right now. All right, Trevor, thank you for the mic. Good luck in your championship match later on tonight. All the best to you. I won't remind you about Lee already beating you once during the season. Big last set from Ben. Puts him in it. Let's see what Jolen can do with this 88.
48 or 20?
48.
For tops.
Going for tops.
He still has that tendency of getting on his tippy toes.
Yep. But that, he's still relatively new to the game. I think he's only been playing about 3 years.
Yeah, but I don't know there's anyone in the area that's played as much darts as he had in the last year.
He has, and he travels to Indy, he travels to Lafayette almost every weekend to go play. Of course, it helps when you have a life partner that also plays a lot of darts and is very, very good at darts. Jolen Harris, ladies and gentlemen, taking a 7-zip lead on Ben.
He gets a start in cricket?
I just feel sorry for the other 7 people that are going to be in a Challenger League with Ben, to be honest with you. Jolen starts out with the first dart double, second dart trip 20, third dart trip 20. I'm sorry, what were they saying over there in the peanut gallery? I was listening to you. It's a perfect open right there for Jolen.
Getting hot in the castle.
Yeah, he's throwing some darts tonight. Folks, thanks for tuning in with us tonight. We got somewhere between 50 and 60 of you tuning in. It's a pleasure to have you along with us. This is Phoenix Premier League Darts. We do this most every Friday. We're going to take a month off as we get ready to start a brand new league. If you're interested in starting on this ladder to climb to the Premier League, get a hold of Ben Phares or Dustin McClure. They'll be happy to sign you up. Shoot me a message. I'll point you in the right direction.
There's another 50 or so people on YouTube right now.
Thanks for tuning in, folks. We love having you here. Quite frankly, this is the only way I can get my friends to come over to my house.
Friends?
Well, okay. All right. People I know.
People I bribed.
we bribe them with free drinks. But that's all right. It's a pleasure to have you all here.
Jolen's going to be the first one at an outshot. 19, 20. He needs to stay in the 20 wedge or shoot the bullseye.
He does stay in the 20, just picking up a single 20 points there, though. He is on a good out. 140 is a 3-dart combination, but a good out. Let's see if Ben can put some pressure on it. Ben does put himself on an out also. This is a very close game. You can look at the averages are really close right here.
Tops. He
went for tops. But he leaves himself with a double 20. Last chance saloon for Mr. Phares right here. 142. He's not going to do it here. Big lasso to keep the pressure on. All right, Jolen. To stay in the Premier League, got to hit a double 20. And he does.
Solid.
Jolen Harris
Solid.
with a shutout tonight. Congratulations, Jolen. Ben, you're going to be back. You're going to be stronger and better than ever.
Well, you called potentially the upset. I would say 8-0 is more surprising than a Jolen win.
I would agree with you on that. That is very,
Not
very
surprised
surprising.
that Jolen won, but surprised that it was won 8-0.
You know, and Jolen. Yeah. So I played Jolen in the PAC League right before we went to Vegas, and I had to play him a couple. We played 3 matches, and I was fortunate enough to beat him all 3 matches. But he just, it wasn't that I was playing exceptionally well. He just wasn't playing very well at all.
Mm-hmm.
He bought it tonight.
Yeah.
That's
Focused.
Yeah, that is the best version of Jolen.
Right.
And I noticed he got here a little bit later than the other fellas. He didn't mix in with the other fellas. Kind of took his place in the corner of the room, just waiting for his match.
Mm-hmm.
And that is a very focused and a great shot from Jolen there. But congratulations, Jolen, staying up. Ben, you'll be right back with us. Don't worry about a thing. Tim, you surprised by that outcome?
Very.
You are?
Yeah, because Ben was very relaxed. He seemed like he felt good, and
Right.
he was. I know the last month he was struggling a little bit, but like he figured it out right before he went to Vegas. So
yeah, I
was
tell
a
you,
little surprised.
He shot really well in Vegas.
Yeah.
He really did. I let him down when we played 0-1 doubles, but Ben's darts were on point in Vegas. He is fantastic. He's in a good streak. You know, as to the question that I asked, whether it'll benefit or take away from Ben's game when he goes down to the Challenger League, I don't think it's going to make a whole bunch of a difference. Ben plays so much darts, and he's at such a high level. Let's face it, we all have nights when we just can't hit the side of the barn.
I feel sorry for his week 1 match.
Yeah.
Because they're going to get the brunt of it.
Well, let's take a look. I mean, who's in the Challenger League next season that's going to give him a lot of trouble?
Well, I mean, if he plays Hollingsworth right out the gate.
Yeah, I was going to say, don't count these new guys coming up. They've Adam and Garrett both.
Well, Garrett's tough.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Garrett's tough, and that's going to be a tough match.
But a motivated Ben, a focused Ben, is a very dangerous Ben.
Focused Ben could win that. He could walk that league easy.
Right. So.
And I think Ben has got the discipline too that when he's beating somebody, say 11-2, he's going to put maximum effort in those last 2 legs to make sure he beats him 13-2.
Also, you got to understand with Jolen, the darts that not so much the 8-0, which is very surprising, but the actual averages and the way he was throwing, that was more indicative of how he's been playing the last 8 to 10 months than the 2 months prior.
Yeah.
Right? So it's almost like his 2 months that he had where he struggled to get to this relegation zone was more of an anomaly than what he did tonight.
You know, we commentated, Keegan and I were commentating, quite frankly, all season long, that Ben was always, because of the way the playoffs were 4th or 5th and 6th play each other in that final match, what we just witnessed, Ben was always in that 5th position. And he needed to climb out of that position so he didn't put himself in jeopardy. Any one of us, I don't care who you are, you could be Trevor Settlers or Lee Jones, the 2 guys we got coming up next. On any particular night, you could just have a bad night.
Yep.
They're rare at this level, but it can happen. You just have a bad time, you have a bad night. Maybe something happened during the day. Maybe you're not feeling them at the best.
It's also the great thing about the double in, double out flip pool format. Like, you have to hit the doubles. I mean, it's so key. And if
But that's not to take anything away from Jolen. He had fantastic darts and was solid. There wasn't a weak moment. You know, it was just from start to finish.
And I think it was crucial. I think momentum was crucial with Jolen. I think when he won those first couple of games, and you saw his confidence and his pace of play pick up a little bit too.
He was incredibly consistent. He was focused. Nothing really changed. I think he only got on his tippy toes once or twice through the whole match.
Yep.
Which is very indicative that he was focused and locked in.
Well, we've seen Jolen shoot, whether it be steel or soft. We've seen him shoot at the Castle lots of times, and that I'd have to really give it a good think. But I think that's probably the best I've seen Jolen play here at the Castle.
Most consistent.
Yeah, by easy. Well, let's get to the main event. What do you say, fellas?
Exciting.
The championship. This one's going to be a great one. Personally, I'll go out on a limb. I'll say, excluding Danny Lobby, the two best players in Indiana right now, going head to head for a championship?
I mean, you got.
I think
you got Magneto up.
Yeah, I was gonna say the top 5 are so close together. I wouldn't know. I'd say 2 of the best 5.
Two of the best 5?
Yeah,
Okay.
for sure.
I mean, you got
Would you say 2 of the best 3 if you include Magneto?
possible. I mean, it's. I don't see other areas, so it's hard for me to say. I think they're more than capable, and
Yep.
they have the ability to be that.
Yep.
But I mean, you can't take away from Magneto's
Well, you
big
ca-
win on ESPN. But he also only plays certain events. He doesn't travel
Yep.
and play multiple events. So
Right.
does that hinder him or not?
Yeah. How would he do in this kind of a lead? Do you think he would? How do you think he would do?
That's an interesting call. I mean,
Yeah. Have we reached out to try and get Randy?
Not Randy specifically, but there are potential plans in the works, and we started this from day one that we weren't going to restrict ourselves just here to the Metro. That,
Okay.
We'll see as we get closer to 2025 what future plans might hold. We need to work out some things to be able to bring in people from outside the area. But I'd love to see where this can really take us and have it the elite of the elite.
Well, folks, if you're tuning in with us and watching along, now is the time to share it out. We've got the main event, the championship bout. Mr. Trevor Sellers going against Mr. Lee Jones.
and then you got Trevor being the 1 seed. He will have the home field advantage.
That's right. Now, what are they playing for, Dustin?
Playing for our beautiful crystal trophies. They're playing for nice envelopes stacked full of cash.
Nice.
And, of course, the prestigious title of Premier League champion.
Yes. Not only that, but I will give him an autographed picture of myself.
Oh,
So
no need to bring down the awards.
I'd say I think they have dartboards already. They have enough targets.
Yeah, really. Well, yeah, I love you guys. I love having you over. I feel so warm and cuddly right afterwards. Let's get predictions from you. All right, you all have been wrong in your first 2 matches, so let's carry on that little streak. Dustin, where you going here? You got Lee, you got Trevor.
Yeah, this is really, really tough. I mean, it's such it could go either way. As you pointed out over and over and over, that Lee won the first league match. I think maybe it's going to be an 8-7, 8-6 kind of deal. I'm going to stick with Lee.
All right, lead at 8-6, we'll say. Timothy, where you at?
So Lee hit the most 180s in the league
Okay.
out of everybody.
Oh, look at you, little stat man.
So-
It's like you did homework or something.
No, I just happened to see it.
Yeah,
And, so I'm going to go Trevor 8-5.
All right. I follow your logic there somehow or another. I don't really know how.
The old game day switcheroo.
Yeah, that's right. And Jason's going to go Trevor with the 8-7.
Sorry, Lee, I just jinxed you.
Yep. Well, there's nothing wrong with that. Tim, you ready with that green light? Should we go ahead and light them on up?
All right, I'll let Lee throw his 3, and then we'll flip them on because
Folks, thanks for tuning in with us. We appreciate every one of you joining us tonight. We are getting ready, getting excited for our championships match. You'll see these guys shake hands, give each other a hug, and Trevor will go start the board up. It's going to be a fun one. Can't wait for this.
you want to bring Jolen over?
Jolen, you want to come on over on the mic, say hi there, young man? Somebody? Anybody over there? Because we're tired of talking to you.
Oh, he's moving the spider.
All right. Jolen buys a hat. Jolen is welcome for a free meal here at the castle at any time. As we welcome to the mic, Mr. Jolen Harris. Jolen, congratulations on staying where you're at.
Thank you. 3 times in a row.
You staying alive, baby. Staying alive. Let me ask you this, just on a personal note. How is Tori doing?
She just got out yesterday. She's still a little under the weather, but we're hopeful.
Well, please send her our best, and all of us send our love and help and well wishes.
Oh, yeah.
Well, I wish nothing but the best for her. That is Trevor Sellers, you see shooting right there in the To The Point streaming jersey. He is our sponsored player. That's what gives us a right to make fun of him constantly. Lee Jones wearing the new Bullet Deity shirt. Fantastic looking shirt. Look at this from Lee. Look at this from Lee. Big 180, Mr. Lee Jones.
He does lead
Was
the
in
league.
early. Took everybody else a little bit to go before they got theirs, and he got his first game.
Yep. You know, he's hit the most ton 80s in the league.
I heard that.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I got the numbers to prove it. Can Trevor follow up? Look at this from Trevor, the statue. Yes, he
Yes.
does. Back-to-back 180s. You expect nothing less at this level, ladies and gentlemen. A little low five for each other right there. Great darts. Lee not going to go for the 180 here.
I mean, he could. Lee 41.
Oh, my gosh. Back-to-back 180s. Oh, my gosh. Could it happen? Could it be? No.
You had a jinx.
No. Trevor's let us down again. He's looking for a big trip right here, though. Trying to find a space to throw that dart into. It's tough when you got two on the roof there. So, Lee, looking at 41. Is he going to go one tops?
9 double 6.
One tops. There it is. Lee Jones takes the first game, 1-0.
That's a break of throw right out the gate.
Yep. Uh-oh. Jolen, you threw exceptional good darts, exceptionally well tonight. Did you feel like you were shooting well when you were out there?
Yeah, I felt consistent. I didn't get in my head like I usually do.
And is that what the biggest difference is for you? If you won, obviously you won every match, but after you win in your first two legs, did you feel like you had it at that point in time? When did you feel comfortable from the standpoint that you could probably win this tonight?
Well, I always think I can win against anyone, but
Okay.
it's a matter of getting myself to focus every dart.
Okay.
I can't really do that very well anymore.
Is there a rhythm that you get into when you're throwing really well?
Yeah. Every dart, I care about where it goes instead of just kind of throwing it up there and thinking it's going to hit because I'm just used to it, I guess.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. Well, fantastic darts tonight. Congratulations on some great darts.
Here's number 3.
Lee Jones, ladies and gentlemen, just,
Effortless.
yeah, out of his mind. Don Kirby-esque.
That's Lee Jones-esque. When he's just like it looks like he's not even throwing the dart. That's a scary Lee.
Yep. Oh, Trevor just kind of lifted up on that last one, man. Threw the dart a little bit high. Look at this. Oh, floated one over there.
I know he prefers to have that first triple sitting at the bottom of the triple
Okay.
wedge.
It's maybe a little bit of an opportunity here for Trevor, but he's going to need a big score right here. Right on top of that.
But he's going to have at least 6 from 151.
And Trev not able to get to an out now. All right. Lee's probably going to start off with that trip 20, drop down on the trip 17. Let's see how he does. Trip 20. Or trip 17.
Leaves 32.
And there it is right there. Just no break in rhythm, knows exactly where he's going to go, even if he doesn't hit the intended dart. Trev looking to put some pressure on this 32 now. Tim, let me ask you this. Trevor just commentated and just witnessed what happened with the Jolen and Ben match. Is that anywhere in the back of his mind that could happen to him tonight?
No.
No?
Not at all.
Lee Jones look for the double 16 here for a 2-zip lead. There it is.
All righty, I'm going to get out of here. Thanks for having me,
Jolen,
guys.
thanks for coming.
Gonna work out.
Congratulations, sir.
Yep.
All our best to Tori. Nice job, sir. Our best to Tori, my friend. All right, we're going to go our first game of cricket here. Trevor's going to lead us off.
Yeah, still having a hard time finding that triple.
Yep.
There it is
Squeeze
on
it
that third. The hardest start to hit it. Does put 40 points on the board, though. You want to watch Lee go down in the 19s. One of the first times we've seen him shooting in 19s tonight. Answer was a 5 mark of his own.
I know Trevor likes to jump wedges and try to have multiple wedges at one time. So
Yeah, so you might see Trevor go at 18 right here.
the whole point.
Now, is he looking down? Yep, he's looking down at the 19. Floats that one a little bit high. You know, those first 2 or 3 darts in a leg when you're shooting at the 19, if you haven't shot them all night long, can be a little tricky. Bullet takes that point lead back, goes back up top, hits that trip.
Big flip.
What a 9 mark there. Solid darts from the Bullet. Puts a little pressure on Trev right here. He's going to have to go over to 18s. Ooh, he went down to 17s. More comfortable with it. Ooh, loose dart on that third.
Bounce there.
That's a little surprising from Trevor. Big darts that from the Bullet, and he's going to be looking for a 3-0 lead.
7s are going to be difficult to beat.
Yes, they are. Tim.
That's a nice 7 by Trevor. Takes the point lead. Not going to be enough though. I think Lee will throw 2 at the 19, then go 16. Nope.
That was an interesting switch up there at the top.
I think the first dart of the 19 kind of blocked him, and he just going
Yeah.
for the open wedge.
And Trevor feeling like he needs some more points. Played
Yeah, he's
defense with offense here.
He's always going to play
Yep.
the point game.
There we go.
It's just hard when Lee's got 19s and 18s.
Sure. Stacking them up.
Excuse me. Trevor's just dropping a little bit here.
Well, there was a big last.
Not the point lead, though.
Yeah, still leaves Lee in a strong spot here.
We'll go 19 or 18. This is where you can't close the bull, so you should point. Any point, and he shoots the bull.
Well, he feels confident there.
Well, no amount of points, unless you hit a
Yeah.
trip, is really going to help you a whole bunch, right?
I mean, he's confident enough in the bull. He knows Trevor can't win the leg here on this throw.
Yeah, Trev's missing a little bit to the right and a little bit low tonight. He'll adjust that as we go forward, but will he have time?
Right.
Lee just looking for one more bull for a 3-0
Coming
lead.
out with
Great darts from Mr. Lee Jones. But we've talked about it all night long. We talked about it just in the last leg. These guys are awful streaky. And don't be surprised if Trev doesn't answer back with 3 or 4 wins of his in a row of his own. Ooh. Might have caught his finger on that one.
Good recovery off the missed start, off the first
absolutely.
one.
Mr. Jones sporting that healthy looking beard tonight.
Yeah, I was thinking it looks fresh and trimmed up.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, looking healthy, looking thick.
International fame.
Yeah. Trev working that Miami Vice 5 o'clock shadow thing. Yeah, Trev's going to be disappointed with that. Got in on the first start, but not really able to capitalize with any kind of a triple. And look at this from the bullet. Look at this from the bullet. Look at that, ladies and gentlemen. That's number 4, I believe.
At least, yeah.
Yeah, that's not bad. Mr. Lee Jones.
Got 4 180s and 2 9s.
Yeah. He came to play tonight, ladies and gentlemen.
Terrible darts.
Yeah. Solid on there from Trevor. Just keeps him in it. Keeps him within touching zones. But when someone's playing as well as Lee's playing right now, as soon as I say that, he shoots a he shoots a 60.
Dart.
It's a commentator's curse.
Absolutely. Might as well be kicking field goals up
Needs
there.
a 180. Great start.
A little bit low. All right, ton 40 is not a bad score, but he's going to be disappointed with it because it didn't get him to an out. Let's see what Lee can do with a 161. We haven't had any real big outs tonight. Let's see what we got right here. We're not going to have it on this throw.
Triple 20. Please double 12.
Well, and he's going to have 6 darts at that. Yeah, it looks like the first and second darts. It looks like Trevor's starting to get in a little bit of a groove right here.
Goes to the 18. Nice high ton.
Leaves himself with a double 8 out. Bullet sitting on a double 12. This will be for a 4-zip lead. There it is. First dart. Lee Jones, ladies and gentlemen.
Playing with Jolen confidence. Everything out of your hand. That's right.
I tell you, the higher up you go, this momentum is a huge thing. You know, these guys generally are not lacking any kind of confidence. It's all about momentum. Trevor on that first start. Look at that. Great opening there. Folks, we welcome to the mic Mr. Sean McPeak. Sean, how are you, sir?
Hey, I'm doing well. Thank you. Thanks for having me out.
Thanks for coming in. How about you put that microphone a little bit closer to the mouth so everybody can hear what you're saying? There you go.
I like that low and sexy sound.
Yeah, well, only I possess that, and nobody else is allowed to do it.
No, yeah, it's been great. It's been cool to watch some of these guys play. The level of talent tonight has been on full display, without a doubt.
It's fun.
Has anything surprised you yet?
Are you setting me up as a joke? Or we?
Yeah.
Yeah, no. Yeah, I would say right out of the gate, not trying to get too retro in it, obviously, without, getting too deep into it. It was obviously very interesting to see Ben and Jolen's game happen the way that it happened. And listening to some of kind of the feedback.
Number 5,
Wow,
180
that's
there.
insane,
Got
yeah.
right back in it right there. I'm sorry, Sean, carry on.
No, you're fine. And looking back on it, kind of listening to some of the things that were said, you do kind of have to put into consideration, how these guys are when they play against each other, what the environment is that they're playing, and I know from just being a personal experience with, knowing Ben, he lives and breathes darts. It's his job. It's his after work hours job, and he does it, as a hobby. And he's very hard on himself, and he obviously wants to play well. I wouldn't say he's super concerned with the display. Oh, are we going to see another one?
Number 6,
That's
ladies
insane.
and gentlemen. 6 180s out of Lee Jones tonight. That is tough to beat for anybody.
Trevor having his best game, and he can't get away.
Yeah, for sure. But yeah, so it's hard to find, I would think, in a situation like that without, him saying it himself. It's probably hard to find motivation to get out there and throw, a few hours of practice rounds at this. But not to say that he's not trying his hardest or anything like that, but I just mean from a motivation standpoint.
Well, Ben is a great friend and a fantastic thrower, and he doesn't need any excuses. But
For sure.
he won't bring this up, and nobody else will. But I'll say it. Ben and Dustin, when we're in Vegas, they're like mom and dad. They take care of the whole crowd, and just getting back from Vegas, it's going to be a lot on those guys.
Sure.
There's a lot going on in his world too.
Yeah.
So it's been a tough month as far as being busy for Ben. So
There we go on the board.
On the board, Mr. Sellers finally.
That was a relief for him.
Yeah, well, that was in his sponsorship contract that he has to win at least one leg.
Before he gets to the 6th game, right?
When,
Yeah, that's
when
right.
do you add these in, dude?
I just write them as
Fine
I go,
print.
you know.
It's fine print. Yeah, in Crayola.
Amendments.
Lee going back up top.
Yeah.
Puts 60 points.
Yeah, and one of the things that I noticed y'all were talking about earlier too with the pointing game, the difference between the Challenger Series and the Premier strategy, right? So I do think that some of these guys may be able to up their game level, maybe if they kind of come at it from the perspective of playing with a Premier or and like y'all said, even the Challenger League. Some of those guys are obviously capable of playing in the Premier League. They come up and down, and so you have to play them like you're playing a Lee Jones or a Trevor Sellers or a Mac Feely or a Ben Phares in the final league. If you want to get in a battle of hero darts the whole way down a cricket, leg, it's a game of chance almost. Even if you're talking about experience and skill.
If they play the same way they played in the Challenger League, they're going to be in for a culture shock, and
for sure
they're really going to need to make the adjustment quick.
Yeah, and I learned real early from Ben before I even honestly knew how to play a game of darts in any way, shape, or form, that you kind of always have to assume that the person you're playing is better than you and is going to hit the darts that you don't want them to hit. Not necessarily expect or don't expect, but don't, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I did.
The guy behind you is going to get
that.
lucky and hit that 9 mark.
Yeah.
When you want to be cool because you feel like you're on fire, there is obviously ride the wave. If you're feeling confident, you're feeling solid about a dart, throw the dart, but you can't be haphazard with, throwing at that hero close, especially if in a situation like tonight where first person 8, you go home.
And if you can do it in rhythm, you're in good shape. Right?
Absolutely.
Yeah, as long as you can do it in rhythm.
Yeah,
Look
rhythm
at
is
that.
important too, watching these guys.
Solid 9 mark there from Trevor Sellers, taking that point lead back, takes a 69-point lead.
Yeah, it is interesting to watch, like that's another reason why the smart dart is important, because while they're throwing the same exact average, you can look at these games and there's a clear difference at who's ahead and who's not ahead.
Yep, that's fair. Not a terrific round. Would have been a terrific round for me, but not for Lee right there. Look at these guys shooting a 6.67 and a 5.75.
And Trevor, I would assume, is probably going to go straight at the 16s.
Yeah, he's got to build that point lead
I would
up.
even.
No,
he's thinking about it, but he
gonna-
probably should go at another
He's going to take a
16.
stab at it.
Yeah,
You
he
think
got
so?
to. Yeah, well, Yeah.
All right.
One thing I've always liked about Trevor's game is he's a little more aggressive. I tend to find
Big
elite,
darts
elite
and the
players.
pump. You see
Huge.
that? Yeah, he's in it now. You see that?
That was a 9 mark. He's getting into it now.
I would say most elite players tend to be a little conservative and sometimes to a fault, and they're just afraid to move on, always playing defense with their offense. But
Sure.
Yeah,
Trevor
almost
does,
betting against yourself.
Yeah, Trevor does like to be a little bit more aggressive, and that is good.
Bullet disappointed that he didn't hit that bull on that last start. I would have been happy with the first 4 marks.
But you said it earlier. I mean, a 7, even at this at the amazing level, like you said earlier when you were kind of referring to like the Randy Ferns and stuff like that. Like even at their level, a 7's going to be hard to beat.
Yeah,
it doesn't even matter if you're following darts.
Yes.
So yeah, it's also a lot different, right, when you're playing in those environments where you're always on the stage playing against people who are going to force you to play the best game all the time. And then you get in a situation like right here where it's not necessarily not normal, but you're playing in front of friends and family all the time.
Trevor hitting 16 marks in his last 6 starts. So let's see what's Lee going to do here. We're going to see a lot of bulls.
Don't
I
be
bet
surprised
if he
his
takes
third
a
dart
stab at the
goes
16, yeah, especially now after missing the bull. There's nothing. Ben was kind of explaining this earlier. There's not really a point to hitting that double bull.
There you go. Flies right over, hits that trip 16.
But does 6 bulls give Lee a win?
Well, Trev's just looking for 3 right here. Let's see if he can hit 3.
It's only 150. Yeah, it does.
Needs a bull right here. Last start. This will be put at 4-2.
Yeah, he feels a
does
little
that
bit more in
well.
rhythm. And I noticed, if you notice too,
That's
maybe
a break a throw.
maybe I wasn't paying attention as well, but earlier in the match, he wasn't doing his kind of, I don't know, what do you want to call that? That little back and forth right before he throws.
When he cocks up his
Yeah,
fly
when he
and-
kind of balances,
Yep.
gets it, finds his own like in head tempo.
Yeah, well, Trevor's very much a momentum type thrower, right? You'll see him do the head turn and the fist bump when he hits a big dart, and inside that gets him really going.
Yeah, he looks like he's feeling a little bit better. He's leaning a little bit more into the dart.
Yep, he's got that focus in.
And like I said, he's got that kind of that little cock right now. See where he kind of pulls it back a little bit. I didn't just say that. That sounded weird. We're just gonna cruise past that. That's a big in at 97.
Folks, when you get a friend request from a Jack Ives, it's me.
Good thing they're free, or I'd be paying for your new for your new.
Jason on his 8th personality on Facebook.
I don't know who has more, you or Paul Cox.
Yeah. Well, I just realized last night I wasn't friends with Michelle on Facebook, which really went over well.
So it's going to be a big second dart with Lee pulling in the lead in his first in. Not in any real danger of losing the first shot at the out, but
well,
big dart,
big ton
big
40.
140.
Yeah, I mean to squeeze that one in. Trev wins this one. We're back to 4-3.
Even a 180 still will give Trevor the first 3 darts at the out if he can hit, a ton.
Has Lee cooled off, or has Trevor gotten hot? What's your opinion, Dustin?
I think definitely Trevor stepped it up. Lee's still smacking triples here, shooting a 42. But Trevor's definitely come on strong here these last couple. He's not missing outside the wire now. He's well in.
Yeah, I'd agree with that. I would say Lee's not necessarily falling off so much as he's just got a little bit more of a straight competition where he can't necessarily feel invincible.
Does he got a 180 on him? Ooh, not quite.
Just out. I bet you that probably hit the flight to the left. Saw a little bit of a joggle.
Yeah, those front-loaded darts, they're a little fatter on the front end. It's hard to stuff all 3 of them in there.
Tim, mechanically wise, are you seeing anything different with Trevor here now?
I think he's just emphasizing his follow-through.
Okay. How about Lee?
It's effortless.
Yeah, his throw always looks like a toss. It's crazy, especially because he's kind of talking earlier when we were talking about when you follow through the dart or you throw across your body, like Ben was having occasionally in some of his darts where he has that kind of pull away. Lee looks like he has that naturally, almost like he's crossing over his body every single time he throws.
When
his dart is super right to left.
When Lee's struggling, he's releasing the dart late.
Okay.
He's letting go.
All right.
That's
what we're looking for.
But I haven't seen it at all. So.
Yeah, it's interesting because he does follow through, and it's a straight elbow to out, but you can always see his arm always finishes over in front of him. You know what I mean?
Forget the darts. That beard is fantastic. That beard is brilliant.
Rogaine, next sponsor.
That's right. I'll tell you what.
That's a
Trev, looking at the Trip 19 right here.
Yeah, why do you have that logo there?
Well, we don't usually go here for Trip 19, but that's okay. Double 16.
Give himself two darts at it. Doesn't need them.
There you go. Trevor coming right back, winning 3 in a row.
And that's what you needed. Another break to get him back on throw, but going into this game, cricket. Oh, no, it's not cricket yet. Math was wrong. My bad.
It's all right. All right. Bullet's going to start us off here on a 501 double in. Folks, thanks for tuning in today. We are To The Point streaming. Give us a like. Give us a share. This is the conclusion of season 3, with the Phoenix Premier League. We'll be starting up season 4 here in about a month. And we'll come back to you out on Friday nights or Saturday during Saturday afternoons. Depends a little bit of what else is on TV or what else is happening that weekend.
Gonna need one more of those. Give him a real good opportunity to put a little bit of pressure on Lee. There we go.
That's solid darts right there from Trevor. Found that Trip 20.
It is crazy though that throwing against, even if you don't throw the 160 in, you're not giving yourself an opportunity to steal the out.
Yep.
Which is so interesting, especially because with that
Look
split
at
bull,
that. Number 7.
and that also makes it a little bit more difficult.
Yeah. Lee, the Bullet Jones, ladies and gentlemen, out of Indianapolis, Indiana. Yeah, and you wonder what that's got to be running through Trev's mind.
Yeah, it's like anything he does, it's not enough.
Yeah,
right?
Lee's got an answer for him.
Mm-hmm.
He answers with his own
Still
ton
good
40.
darts, yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Because now this is equal amount of pressure on Lee, because while he's expecting himself to at least throw probably a ton, he still has to give himself a reasonable out. And that's one way to do it.
Yep. And that's number 8.
Second time he's left himself on 41 as well tonight.
He likes that 41?
Number 9.
Number 9?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I can't count that high because I don't shoot that many in a summer.
Have you ever kept tallies on your summer 180? Is that what we're talking about right now? Still going to give himself a look in and out, hopefully, here. Sitting at 95, possibly. Well,
Yep.
split bull, though, he can still start on the bull, which we would assume he would do if he gets a look at it.
Yeah, you'll
It's
probably
either
see him
bull
do
or
that.
18.
If he gets the opportunity. Double 16 for Lee here. There it is.
Yeah.
These guys just don't miss out
Yeah.
shots either.
Lee
You
stops the-
notice about that?
It's a way to stop the bleeding, for sure.
Yeah. So Lee holds that 5-3 lead right now.
I would probably say at this level, though, when you start talking and kind of referencing, like, is that in the back of the mind when someone's hitting a bunch of 180s and situations like that? I would believe that Trevor considers himself to be able to do the same thing. So I would probably say that in a situation like that, there's two schools of thought or two minds, right? You're either concerned that guy is throwing on fire, or you're trying to put yourself in a situation you're like, look, I can throw these same darts. I need to be there. And I think that Trevor is capable of that mentality. We'd have to ask him where he's at.
Yeah, but I also think Trevor's more the kind of, I can throw better darts. It's not the same.
Sure.
Yeah, I can
It's hard to throw better than a 180,
Yeah,
though.
yeah. Yeah.
Mark Raber wants to know, can he pet that dog?
Oh,
that's a
another
bad
flight.
Yeah.
And that's that right to left kind of what I was talking about. His dart comes in from the right side. He had a whole bunch of room on the right side of that 19, but just hitting that flight, kicked it out left. Yeah, and if Ben was saying he throws from the right side of the line, if that's the case, then he kind of even maybe exaggerates the possibility of that if he's missing, by the size of his flight.
Yeah, that's 140 points put up on the board there by the statue.
And there's that situation we were talking about earlier, right? Like, you're 220 to 57 now and didn't even think about going at the 19s.
Yeah. Well, and they're going to go back and
darts
forth.
out of Lee's hand.
Yep, absolutely. Now now Lee has no option but to throw 9 at the 19.
Let's see where Trevor's going to switch right here. Does he start down on the 19s? He's looking
I would
down.
assume so. If he has any intention of throwing a 19 in this round of darts, then you might as well start there. I think Ben was kind of talking about that earlier.
You're pot committed here, too.
Yeah,
Sure. You got to get it
That's the
close.
problem. If you hit a single, you kind of got to stay there.
Now go back up to the 20.
Again,
What's interesting about that, he repositioned to get to that 19, to hit the trip 19, did not reposition himself to get back up to the trip 20. That might have been a mistake for him.
Sure. But Lee still needs a 9 mark to even get the point lead.
He'll close 20 now.
Uh-huh.
That'd be a risky dart to miss, though.
Lee doing his own thing with his little 9 marks. These guys aren't bad, apparently, because one's shooting a 6.6 and the other one's shooting a 6.0.
You'll see Lee jump wedges and close wedges when he's down points
Sure.
all the time. So
Yeah.
I think Trevor
They're going to
doesn't
ride the vibe.
necessarily close the wedge. He'll jump the wedge. to have
Trevor
an
looking at the
extra
trip.
wedge.
No, he's staying right there.
Kind of box him in, you mean?
Yeah, he'll drop down to the 17 or 16.
Sure.
All right, Bullet finds himself 120 points behind.
And that's a strategy game too, right? I mean, getting in your head, especially if you kind of, even if you respect the player you're playing, to kind of in the moment maybe take away a little of that respect and be like, look, I'm gonna just continue to close wedges.
Yeah, Lee dropping down there, found that second dart, kind of blocked him a little bit on that trip 18, dropped down to the trip 17, takes that wedge, puts pressure on Trevor to go ahead and put some points on the board.
Yeah, it's kind of a challenge. Hey, I want you to close both my wedges.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, what would you do here, Tim? Were you closing since you already committed to it?
Yeah.
All right. Well, Lee's got the 17s to work from. That's a great start. That's a better middle.
He's going up.
Needs
Down 60.
Ooh.
Yeah, I think this will be a situation again. If he did it earlier and he's still up one mark, yeah, he's looking down, it looks like. Oh, yeah. Now he's going to go, look at the 16s.
Yeah, that's 17, 16, 15 transition.
Straight over to the
is
15. He's
easiest.
not even, he didn't even think. He didn't even blink at the 20.
Just on the outside a little bit.
He's feeling it a little bit better. Looks like he's settled in.
Yeah, he's starting to throw his darts now. Well, his darts are a 6-3.
Yeah, even his misses, he's not making any kind of emotional response. Just kind of going into it. He's already got the next dart already in his mind.
Well, on that cricket game that we saw essentially 3 matches ago really got him going. That's where we saw that first head snap.
Yeah, that big out, the 7 mark.
Yep.
Or the big hit, for sure.
All right, Trev, looking at 3 bulls here. There's 2 of them. Just needs 1.
That's a good dart. That's a good marker, too. A real good marker.
Oh, and he threw that one a little bit high. So Bullet's going to have an opportunity. Not much of one, but he's going to have an opportunity. Finds himself 7 bulls, which he's not going to do with 3 darts.
Yeah, so if you're Lee here, what are you doing? Are you even bothering with the bulls? Or are you closing everything out and forcing your guy to...
He's going 20s.
Yep.
Yeah.
He's going to close the wedges just to...
Single. Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Yep.
You're either beating me or I got a chance.
That throw isn't for this leg. It's to be locked in for the next.
Yeah,
Sure,
'cause
getting ready for what you got going next.
I would bet right here Trevor's able to hit 1 bullseye.
And do you think that plays any part in Trevor's mind going into seeing your partner, seeing the guy you're playing?
I think
come
Lee
in?
does it for Lee. He doesn't do it for Trevor.
Yeah, he doesn't
What I'm saying is, do you think Trevor, in his
No.
mind, considers anything that just happened in those last 3 darts?
No, not at all.
No.
Not at all. Because
In
Trevor's
the zone.
Yeah, he's playing against himself.
At that
These
level,
guys are.
if you're in a match and you're out of it, it's like, all right, let me get locked in for the next leg.
Yeah.
So you're just going to.
Yeah, both these guys are more than capable of winning, so they're playing against themselves. at
Yeah,
this
Lee
point in
looks
time.
like he's in rhythm too. They're both super focused. This is
Yep.
good. These are good darts to watch. Had a little bit of hint at maybe something. There was a landslide happening, but now we're looking at 5-4. So now these holds are coming a little bit more important.
That's right. Every dart's got a little bit of pressure, and you know what? To have this grade, this level of a player play under pressure is fun to watch.
We're gonna have a 152 in.
Almost. One hole out.
Still looking at each other. This is where, if Lee continues to hit 180 around and missing out or getting in on the first 3 darts, it's going to be extremely hard to break throw.
Ooh, that was almost number 10. Is that right?
He floated that third.
Yeah.
He didn't actually. He didn't throw.
Well, I think he had to.
It did look like a reach almost.
He had to get over those flights.
A little bit low.
You see, Trev's disappointed with that first one.
Talking to himself a little bit. I didn't see that the last couple legs.
Yeah. And we're back to where we were with leg 1, where he's rolling his eyes, looking up at the ceiling a little bit.
I said it looks like the difference in that emotion setting in.
Yep.
And he made it clear that it's all about himself and how hard he is on himself when he throws his darts. But
Well, and that I think that's true for everybody in the Premier League. To be honest with you, those top level darters, they push themselves so hard.
But he can give himself an out here, right? And Lee's not sitting on an out, so
Yep.
That's a good way to start it. Not a terrible way to follow it up.
Good look at those darts.
Ooh, a little high. You
yeah.
could see it. You could even see it when he threw it. It
And
almost looked like he reached over the top of him.
He's trying to float that one in on the top side. It fell through. All right.
And Lee talking a little bit to him. Their dart.
Yeah. Ooh. Now these guys, what they're doing right now is trying to position themselves so they have a 1 dart out. Lee's not able to do it, but he does have a 2 dart out.
Nice even number though to throw at. Doesn't have to do too much thought at the 190.
Gotta hit a triple.
Got to hit a triple or 2 right here.
But at least he gets to stay in the same area. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Versus having to move around the board,
Yes.
which may not be a huge factor, but still.
All right, 74. Lots of ways to go here.
Trip 14.
Trip 14, double 16.
Yep, he looks at it. So he's going to go fat 20 probably, yeah.
Yep. There
And
you
in
go. Lee
rhythm.
Jones
Top
takes that
hole.
leg. 6-4. He's 2 legs away.
Squeeze that baby in there.
Solid darts from the bullet.
Now this hold is going to be extremely important right now. Certainly don't want to see yourself looking at a 7-4 going into cricket following the throw.
Yeah, we can break it down even farther than that. Getting in on the first dart is going to be crucial for Trevor right here.
Sure.
Every dart you miss on that double, you're giving it to your opponent. He's in on his first, and he's in on his double 16.
He's kind of got that little hand cock back going, and looks like he's focused too.
Ooh, he floats that one a little bit high, but that's not a bad end at all.
Still
Ton 12.
Still talking to himself, but those are good looking darts.
Let's see if Lee can get in on that first dart.
Yeah, this is where you take the plus 240 for Trevor to have the comeback.
All right, Lee, reset after that double in. Loaded that one a little upset with himself and dropped that one a little bit low. But
Why do you think he found himself resetting, even though getting in on the first dart?
I think he had to kind of refocus on the trip 20. I think that first dart, throwing it high like that, you really have to adjust your arm speed back down to your trip level.
That's a solid, good first dart. Pushing that dart over.
Yeah, and I think the weight of it, obviously, as we get farther and farther into this match, every dart means just a little bit more and a little bit more because every dart becomes more crucial. The time to get back for Trevor is running thin.
Big third there.
Big third kind of saved that throw for him.
Needed that. Trevor can do a lot of damage here with the 140 plus.
Yep. No matter what, at the end of the day, after this throw, he needs to be on a good out. Let's see what he does.
He's going down to the 19s, it looks like. Yep.
That's a big dart for him.
Yep.
Ooh,
Didn't register,
you
but-
know, there you go. He is on an out. It's a relatively easy out, but it is a 3-dart combination with 2 trips involved, so that's going to be a tough one.
It is nice though, like I said, when you can stay at that wedge that they're throwing at all night, you know.
Yeah.
Certainly comfortable with.
Bullet just upset with himself. That first dart put him out of contention for an out in this round. All right, Trev. Let's hit our first big out of the night with a 152. Let's see what you can do. He's going to hit 2 trip 20s and a double 16.
I think this would be huge momentum creator.
Would see a head snap, but we're not going to see it this time.
Still needs to stay confident, feel good about the darts though, because he's still got 5
Triple
more.
16.
Yeah.
There you go.
Good math.
That's nothing wrong with that.
He must have Tim in his ear. He got that little.
That's
He's
right.
mic'd up. He's mic'd
got the
up.
earpiece. Big first from Lee.
Lee just getting ready.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Just kind of floating with
Those
this.
those might be the 3 most errant darts we've seen the whole match.
I hate to say it, but I think he's almost accepted that it's not going to work well for him this leg.
Yeah.
As Travis looking at the double 12, and we are 1 leg apart.
But still, you would find yourself in a situation,
Well, it's
assuming that he would be prepping himself though to get ready for the next one,
And
right?
it-
Not just throwing away 2 darts.
It's like what we saw in that cricket game when he closed all those wedges and left Trev with just a got to hit that
Sure.
ball, right? It's sending a message that you may win this
conceding a little bit.
one. Yeah, I may win this one, but I'm not going to go away quietly.
Let's move on. I'm not missing 6 darts in a row.
Yep.
Needed that close. Would have liked more than 4.
Yeah.
Feeling like Trevor's, finding his darts for sure. You see how when he pulls that back, do you see he's got that left and right spin of the dart? Do you think that hurts him in any way?
It doesn't help him, but if it keeps him calm and keeps him in rhythm, that's all that really matters from that standpoint. It's such a minute move that when he goes to grip the dart, he's always going to be have the same grip. It's not going to affect his grip.
But it was kind of some of the things I've heard you say about it earlier is there's an argument to be made that you're adding a new opportunity for
And you're
error.
absolutely, yeah, you're absolutely. Anytime you add a different variable, you invite in some inconsistency.
Gonna have to stay there for sure.
Yep.
In a situation where getting off of Lee's dart, why do you think he went to the 18 crossover after blocking the 20 instead of taking a stab at the 19?
I think in Lee's case, Lee prefers to have a second scoring wedge available to him if he needs it. So Tim will talk about Lee
Then-
likes to skip legs or skip wedges.
And then going 9 mark into the 20s.
Yep. He's always got it. So if he blocked himself with the first 2 darts with the 20s, he would have the 18s to go over to.
Do you think it might just be a matter of him liking the 18 wedge?
It's also easier to transition from the 20 to the 18.
Yeah.
than going down
I was
that
gonna say,
path.
it's been a while since I've played with Lee, but when we used to play back in the day, it was often he'd go 20 to 18
Yeah. Well, if you-
before he even went to 19.
Just liking that wedge a little
Yeah,
bit.
I don't
just
know if you
they
saw
stayed up there.
CJ earlier. She said, regardless of what Lee thinks, 18 is not his favorite. So Lee
there you go.
Lee
Yeah.
thinks it's his favorite.
And once again, we're at 6.67s.
I don't know the way he's hitting those 20s tonight.
Yeah,
That'll help him
the-
good.
The 9 180s
Yeah.
might make an argument against that.
Lee Jones shooting some lights out darts tonight.
And Trevor not throwing anywhere near bad darts.
No.
And finds himself 96 points behind, 2 wedges down.
Yeah, but that's going to change here right quick.
Big answer.
Yeah, and he's up in points now, but still,
Little
still
bit
a
of-
couple
A
wedges.
little bit of an air blowout. You see
Yeah.
that there?
Yeah.
I think he knew he needed that.
Both these guys shooting over 7s right now. What a match.
It's almost as if they're nearly tied in a Premier League final.
Yeah, I'll tell you what.
It's almost as if they're the 2 best players in that
As
league
soon,
right now,
as soon as we talk about it, Lee hits a 5 and a 1.
which is the reason that matters. Even if he's got 2 wedges,
Well, every dart's important, and that dart is crucial right there. So
yeah, Trevor let him know I can hit a 9 mark too,
That's-
and you're
that's a
still
great-
going to have to beat me.
that's a great lesson for anybody watching along. He missed his first 2 darts. He took a step back from the line, took a deep breath, had a little think with himself, stepped right back up and hit that trip 20.
Yeah, not forcing it in, but getting back to where
Yep.
you know you should be throwing.
Making Trev use darts.
Yeah, Trevor knows that he probably needed really, really big darts there, and I think that's what he's thinking about right now.
Well,
Now what's the best choice? Close him down.
Trev needed a triple on that first dart to give him an opportunity to go close another wedge possibly, but he's committed now. He's got to stay at the
Looking
17s.
up. Looks like he's looking up. Oh,
Yeah,
new wedge. He was
yeah.
looking at a new wedge.
I think he might have felt like he blocked himself there a little bit.
I thought he did on the first dart, so I'm
Yep.
surprised he tried to throw underneath it. With it being as close as it is, and him getting the opportunity that he got from those couple of missed darts by Lee.
Ooh. Lee frustrated with himself with
Yeah.
that 20.
And even only down 80, it's still important that, if Lee is getting in his head, Trevor's got to do some punishment here if he wants to kind of hopefully get his way back into this
Well,
leg.
Trev needs 5-17s just to get the point lead back.
Barely above it. Looks like he's staying there though.
And he's
Same 2 darts almost.
Yeah, he went over to the 16s, pick up that second wedge.
Do you think this gives Lee the green light to go with the closes again? Looks like he's staying up high. No?
Well, Lee likes the 16 anyways. Felt good about that 17.
Back
Shut
to the
that one
16,
down.
yep.
Oh, look at those darts from Lee Jones. Not a huge marker, but a very smart strategic call. Closes down all of Trevor's opportunities of points, makes him shoot at 15s.
9 mark here keeps the game alive though. He's looking to do
Say
just
it
that.
again, Mr. McPeak.
He's looking to do just that. Oh, a little bit low on that
Oh.
flight. You saw it joggle again.
Still makes Lee waste a dart just to get the point lead back. Let's see what Lee does, though.
Hey, joggle.
Isn't that what it's called? Joggle? Isn't it? Wiggle? You want me to say wiggle? Wobble?
Oh, look at this from Lee. Look at this. Oh,
There it
Lee
is.
Jones.
Oh.
Massive double.
Oh, my God. It's the beard, homie. It's all about the beard.
No, he's got the mic. He's happy with the word joggle.
Trev forced to go to bullseyes.
He wanted a double first dart and ended up blocking himself.
A win right here is going to put Lee Jones in the barn for the
And
championship.
this is the difference, right? earlier, Lee went for the close on those 3, even being down 50 points.
Yep.
I think Trevor was still trying to give himself an opportunity.
He shut down those 20s. Lee Jones needs one bullseye to put himself in the barn.
At a very
There
rare
it is.
possible miss.
Shooting a 6-0. Lee up 7-5. It's a race to 8.
Well, that hill just got a lot steeper. It's going to be a lot harder to climb this one. So he essentially has to hold both throws
Yep.
and break Lee
And that one in the middle.
on the 501 game.
If he gets to the last leg, he will start in cricket.
And who do you favor in a game of cricket?
Whoever starts.
Whoever
Class 8?
starts.
You do?
Yeah.
You think that it's essentially just across the board? It's
Quite
just
frankly, whether it be cricket or 01, whoever starts is probably
They
gonna
have
win.
the advantage.
What do you think is harder, getting in on 01 or closing the first wedge and pointing on cricket?
I would say at my level, quite frankly, getting in on 01.
This is best case scenario for Trevor right here.
Yep.
Yep.
Yes, it is.
He needs to take advantage of it. He needs at least a 140.
He needs to. I think he also needs to take this opportunity to kind of maybe release a little bit of the pressure he may have on himself right now, to just get back to the rhythm of his throw.
And it's important that Lee does not switch off right here because you can't switch off and then turn it back on always. Nice big 1080
Big
there from
180.
Trevor Sellers.
Mhm.
What number is that for him? 3, 2. He's got a 9 mark. He has a 9 mark and 2 180s. I think.
he's had a few 180s too. Both these guys, Lee is shooting so well. It's taking a little bit away from Trevor, but let's not forget how well Trevor is shooting right here too.
I think the importance of when you talk about this level, and it may be something for these challenger and contender league guys to understand too, is these guys' memories are as short as the dart before what they threw.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
And that's crucial.
For sure.
It's crucial.
So while you're looking at 501 to 189, how many times have you seen, even on pro levels, that a good string of darts and 1 or 2 rounds miss at a double can put you in a situation to steal that leg back?
Well, and I hate to say it, but let's look at this leg right here. Trev's going to win this leg. I'm going to go out on a limb and
Statistically,
say
that's
I'm gonna
probably
say the fact that
fair.
Trev's got a 351-point lead means
Sure.
he's probably going to win this leg.
But I'm just saying, a 160 in, Trevor doesn't leave himself on a good out, misses a double round. Lee can put himself at looking it out with
Yep.
Trevor on a 20 or a.
It's fair.
That's
It's
kind of
fair.
what I'm putting,
Yep.
trying to set up for an example when I talk about the contender and the challenger, is like even being down 300 something points, like the next dart is just as important as that very first dart to get in.
That's back-to-back, no
Yep.
triple rounds. So if
Yep.
Lee hits a 180,
Kind of what
here,
we're talking about.
now he's on an out.
We're mic'd up. I asked them to set an example. Yeah. And that's probably why Lee's just frustrated with that dart too, is because he does understand that a 180 there gives him an outside chance at a look.
Well, essentially he gave Trevor 6 darts to go ahead
Yeah.
and start out with.
Being down how many? You know what I mean?
Yeah, and
You're saying almost that most people might check out at that point.
Yep.
But it's not the
Look at
math.
this, double 16 for Trevor. Ooh, just on the outside.
Move the spider.
There you
we
go.
Yeah. I mean, you're right. So, I mean, that is what we expect. But if he's inside that 16 and Lee's on an out.
Well, this is crucial right now for Lee, right? Because Lee knows that he's got the throw, and now is the time for him to win the championship.
Sure.
All right.
And he just had his bad round. So he's probably not expecting
You don't want to go in a 15th leg not having to throw. So
Sure.
this is Lee's opportunity. If there's any kind of pressure, it's right now. He's in on the first dart.
Yep.
Brandon Neal said.
I agree with that.
I
There you
think
go.
That last start joggled a little bit.
Yep.
And going from look at that, going from missing 6 darts at the end to a max in.
Well,
First 3 darts.
and Ben from the crowd, from the gallery, just said the winner of this game wins the match. You agree with that, Tim?
Yeah.
You think so? Dustin, you agree with that?
Well, if Lee wins, yeah.
Fair. Sean, do you agree with that, sir? The winner of this leg wins the match.
I don't. I agree with that more than I disagree with it, but I'm not as confident probably as y'all are on it. just because I've watched both of these guys throw 7s and 6s, and at that level, one missed triple, it can be the difference in you winning a leg.
It might not matter, but folks in the chat, let us know. What do you think? The winner of this leg wins the match?
They're all going to agree with me. I'm just saying.
Yeah, but there's no way they can type that out by the time this leg is over.
Let's go right now. I challenge you. At least 3 people are going to say, Sean's right. Anybody can win leg 15.
Trev says this leg's not over yet.
It's not. Still needs another triple. Going down, yeah. At least he's in a triple. 2 more points than a single 19.
All right, Lee trying to position himself for a good out right here. Shooting a 50. That's not bad.
180 leaves him a 128. It's not a horrible out. That's going to be
triple 19.
Lee's back in rhythm. Even shaking his head. He's just mad that he wasn't perfect. Not even frustrated with his darts.
I think Trevor's a little resigned right now.
I don't know about that. I think he probably feels the weight. I agree with that, but I think he still thinks, like you said, he always believes he's in it.
And Trev could find himself with a 120. Looking at a 140 out.
Oh, so now you go to 20s here, yeah?
Yep. Ooh. And that's unfortunately what happens. He kind of bounced off that second dart and kind of floated above the 18 there.
So that's a difference in a 120 and a 126, I guess?
He needed a triple to third dart to better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, Buller looking at 62. Trip 10.
That's big first dart.
Double 16 for the championship. There it is. Lee Jones, ladies and gentlemen. Congratulations, sir.
Wow, that was a good match.
Lee Jones is your champion.
I'm betting Trevor wishes that those first 4 games he might have had a little more spunk in him. But
you're champion for the Phoenix Premier League. I'm going to get out of here. Tim's going to question. Dustin's going to hand over trophies and shake hands and kiss some babies.
Can't wait.
There's babies?
Thanks for having me, guys.
I'm having them shipped in. Hey, thank you, Dustin, for what you did. Thanks for tonight. I appreciate you.
Everybody from To The Point Streaming, always well done.
Thanks for everything that you've done. Thanks for everything that's going on. I'm going to get out of here, folks. Thanks for watching us. We'll be back with the Siege in a couple of weeks. We'll be back in about a month with the Phoenix Premier League. I'm going to go get the new champion, Mr. Lee Jones. Tim, Ben, Dustin, talk amongst yourselves.
Ben, while we're waiting on Lee, do you want to give a little rundown on October 19th Trios event at White Horse Pub?
Yeah, October 19th, Trios. It's a 75 cap 01 rating. So 325 average people make a team or some combination thereof. Hit me up if you need ratings. I am rounding, so it's whole numbers. It's all 01, all 701. That's why it's called 701.
So
starts at 1, sign up at 1, starts at 2.
And that's it.
$20 entry.
$20 entry, $5 green. $5 of that goes to the green fee, so no coin drop.
So is that $20 per person per team?
Per person.
So
per person.
$60 a team.
Yep.
And we are joined by El Champion. Congratulations, sir. Man, you were terrible in the 180s today.
I mean, that 20 must have looked so small.
Yeah. That's what I told him. He's like, I love you. Hate you. Makes it a whole lot easier when you're hitting that 20.
Yeah, jumped out to a big lead there. Certainly needed that because he came on in the middle, put some pressure on you.
That's what I told him. I'm giving you everything I got. Back and give me.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
And then closer, one leg there. We're going to miss one of these games, and then double in. Oh.
Yeah, that was a tough game there. One that you missed. Was it 5 darts getting in? So was it? Oh, it was all 6. Yeah.
But
so
you had that first 180. If I hit that, you missed the second dart, and you're like, oh, I needed that because then I would have had a 161.
great. Well, congratulations.
Would you say this Premier League has helped you get your game back to where it's been and needs to be?
Yes. We shot good on the league. Mental game.
How do you feel about this season? This being the third season, is the talent pool getting harder? I'm sure we'll see him back soon. Yeah. Great.
Yeah, it's great to see a finale with that kind of effort and darts going in. It was a great show to watch.
Mhm.
Much better than the match before that, but
How many 180s? I don't know, but I did one every leg. And this one, taking that one out. So I think 180 is so.
Yeah, I think he ended up with 9.
yeah,
Yeah, it was
third
9 or 10.
third place the first 2 seasons and champion the third season. What's that mean to you?
Thanks. I mean, I really.
Is that why there's an asterisk? No. I'm just
I
kidding.
didn't put the time in.
First week's always the weird one. Yeah.
I know Tommy's already requested not to play me first week.
Great. Well, with that, this is your new baby. Yeah,
It's purdy.
with that, and it doesn't come by itself. You also get this lovely envelope. So, congratulations. All right.
Good luck.
That was terrible. I
That's
didn't mean
okay.
that, but
It's okay. We welcome all. We're
use
happy.
that
There's
for
so
the
much.
mortgage this month.
There you go.
Right on. Congrats, buddy. Yeah. Good to see you.
So, congratulations. How many players do you need for the next Challenger Contender League?
Contender leagues, we need about 18 or so probably at this point for the contender leagues. Challenger leagues full, Premier League's full, assuming everybody accepts their spots. Send out invites next week to everybody that's earned a spot. Assuming they all accept them. Every once in a while you get one that doesn't, but assuming they all accept them, those are all full.
And what's the approximate date that we're starting?
First week in November.
You
Probably
got,
the 3rd or the 4th.
you got about
somewhere
3
there.
weeks to get with Ben, Dustin to get signed up for the Contender Leagues to be eligible to jump into the Challenger League and ultimately the Premier League.
Yep. Nate Bros just talks about it all the time. He's been kind of bouncing back and forth between the Premier and the Challenger League, and he tells me all the time how much better it's made him and make him focus, learn his math.
He also said it made darts fun again for him because you're just playing against great
Yep.
people.
Yep.
So. Yep. Well, with that being said, Ben, Dustin, thank you so much for doing this. Lee, congratulations. Trevor, great darts all season. You shot phenomenal.
He ain't going nowhere.
I guess we thank Jason for hosting and
Thanks
letting
for
us
running scared.
So yeah, with that being
He's
said,
over there joggling something.
yeah, yes, Sean, thanks for the joggling term. That's interesting. All right, well, so that's it. So everyone, remember, get with Ben. October 19th, White Horse Pub Trios event. 75 cap.
Open to players from everywhere.
Open to
all
everyone.
players.
If you don't know what your stats are, message Ben. He can help you out.
Also got Thursday Open Doubles League at White Horse signing up now, and a Sunday Mixed Doubles 2 p.m. League at White Horse. Hit me up.
All right, that's it. We're done. Congratulations.
See you
Thanks,
next
everyone.
season.
We'll see you
Thanks,
next
streamers.
season.